Buff Nation, what up? All of my bandwagon buffs that are out there, those who support me, those who support the channel. Welcome to TLP Sports Club. You are now watching TLP Live Friday, free for all Fridays. I'm your host, Harry Billion. It's the day after the game. Our Colorado Buffaloes are 1-0. We are undefeated in the 2024 college football season. I am very pleased that we are undefeated. We went 1-0. We've had many discussions. We've talked about so many things in the preseason. And I want to let y'all know that just off the rip, all right, off the rip, TLP Sports Club has been one of the most consistent channels in this here space. We've been very consistent. I want to put that out there. I want to lead the show with that. The reason why I took the approach that I took is because we understand that college football is not played on YouTube. I guess I'm channeling my best Dan Lanning. College football is not played on Well Off Media. College football is not played on YouTube. College football is not played, just like Dan Lanning says. College football is played on the field. So I took the approach that I took because I understand that. And even though I may not be the most astute when it comes to college football plays because I never played college football, I understand college football. I know how it works. I understand football, period. So I wanted to start the show off today by just letting you guys know that TLP Sports Club has been one of the most consistent channels, making sure that the fan base from 2023, making sure that the fan base understands that we cannot just cheer and say, "Oh, everybody's a beast, everybody is a dog." We got to get real. We got to get real with this thing. Okay? You can't just come into this space. You can't just be here and be like, "Oh, okay, everything. We're the best team. Ain't nobody better than us." It's good to cheer for your team, and it's good to make sure that you understand that you are a fan, number one. We are fans. But then we got to join the college football community, and we got to have some serious conversations about our team, the implications, good, bad, ugly, and everything else in between. Some portion of the fan base does not like that. And I understand that I'm not going to win that portion of the fan base. But a very big portion of the fan base understand it, even though they're a little bit uncomfortable with it. They understand it and they don't mind hearing it, even though they want a healthy dose of, hey, let's make sure that we're bigging up our guys here. Let's make sure that we're a little bit delusional here. Sometimes that's what fan bases need. It's just like politics. You need to speak good and life into your team and into your constituents. You need to let them know that, hey, everything's going to be all right. But once you've done that, you've got to come to a conclusion to say, okay, enough is enough. Let's go ahead and talk about the realness. And I just wanted to say that TLP Sports Club has been very consistent doing that. Now, with that being said, today, our Colorado Buffaloes are 1-0. I want to have a conversation. Let's talk about where do we move from here? Where do we go from here? Let's talk about the stats. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's very important that we as a fan base understand what's coming forward, what's down the road. This is just game number one. So that's what this show is going to be about today, guys. Let's break it down today. Let's break down what we saw what we saw live in person. Let's break it down. All right. So just give me one moment, guys. We're gonna break it all down today. And I really hope that some people understand that, you know, the way that I've been approaching the show, the way that I've approached how we get information here on this channel. I hope now you understand after seeing that game last night. I hope now you understand that it's important to have both sides of the coin. It's important to have balance. Where if you're caught up in an echo chamber of people telling you everything is all good, our defense is the best defense, nobody's going to stop us. Our offense is the best offense, nobody can stop us. I hope you now understand that could be a little dangerous. I hope it makes a little bit more sense to you now. The reason why you need to make sure that you get both sides, because when you watch tape on your guy, you're not watching tape on the other guy. So I try to make sure that I don't talk down on our team, but I try to make sure that I give you reality so that, you know, when you're watching the games, you can actually understand what's going on in the games. And on the channel, guys, I've broken down. I didn't do every team because I realized that, you know, doing those videos, most people don't really care about those videos. But what I've done is I've taken a few teams and I've given you the five important players to look at. I did that for NDSU. I did a video for Nebraska. You can go watch that video. I broke down Nebraska, who they brought in, who they lost, and the players that are important that you should look at when we play Nebraska. So it might be time for you to go revisit that video when we're done with the show today, so you can understand, like, okay, so Nebraska has this. This is what they're looking at, right? Even though one of their key players is Dylan Raiola. So I just want you to know that. All right. So in today's show, we're gonna go over a few things. We're gonna go over some statistical information. We're gonna talk about a lot of the positives that we see from the show. I mean, we saw from the game. We're gonna talk about some of the negatives that we saw, some of the things that we need to fix. All right. So let's dig in. Before we dig in, guys, I want to let you know. Right here on the screen is if you want to call into the show. Sometimes it's right there on in your face, and it's right there on your screen, and sometimes people are not really paying attention. But if you want to call into the show today, guys, it's jointlplive@gmail.com. The email is jointlplive@gmail.com. That is the email to call into the show. You can call in and voice your opinion. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and let's talk about everything. All right? So let's get to work, guys. It's time to get to work. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of good stuff that happened last night. In hindsight, because I always tell my kids, hindsight is undefeated. There's a lot of stuff that happened in hindsight. There's a lot of stuff that's happened that you can look at now after you got in some sleep. I'm still tired. But yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that I looked at and I said, okay, I like that. I like that. I didn't like this. I didn't like this. But we're 1-0. So let's go. Let me bring my guy, Phil. Phil So Real. Hey, Phil, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm tired.
Afternoon, man. Hey, listen, it was a rough night last night, man. I had to make me another drink after the third quarter. I said, oh my God.
Man. Yeah, it was man, I'm glad we made it through that game.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to win. Clearly you had to do some things right to win a game. I think the defense did a really good job coming out in the second half. They got that really big third down stop on NDSU's first drive in the third quarter. And let's just be honest, if they didn't get that stop and North Dakota State went down and scored, I think there would have been a few more nerves on that CU sideline, but that gave them a little bit more confidence, and you saw them play with more confidence in the second half, especially after that stop.
So yeah, so let's the first thing we want to let's talk about. Let's talk about some of the the overall feeling of this game. Let's get that out of the way. The overall feeling of this game. We talked a little bit about it last night. Unfortunately, you couldn't join us, but the overall feeling of this game and some of the takeaways that we think that people are going to go, because apparently everybody's going to have their opinions. Right now online, there's a lot of things people are saying. I'm seeing people saying that Shiloh's a dirty player for some hits. I'm also hearing stuff about the referees not calling certain plays, but it's almost like it was all for Colorado. But there's a lot of plays that we were seeing live that the refs were not calling against Colorado. So I'm like, okay, so now we're kind of plugging some of the stuff that happened and saying that Colorado probably would have lost the game if the refs would have called the game correctly. How did you see it?
I'm gonna speak specifically to the referee situation. I hate that part about college football and NFL as well sometimes, is that we get so caught up in the calls that went against our team that we don't pay attention to the calls that went for our team. And like, for example, like 2 or 3 years ago, Bama was the most penalized team in the SEC. But every week, people talking about, oh, they cooking the books for Bama, they cooking the books for Bama. Yet, based on the numbers, they were the most penalized. Yes, did the referees miss some calls? Yes. Did they make some calls that helped out CU? Of course. Did they help some make calls that helped out North Dakota State? Of course. I really don't like hearing that when it comes to the refs, because if you do your job, the refs can only do so much to screw you over.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like, we were saying a few things that were happening. Travis Hunter being held on a couple of plays and a few things that were kind of going. And it seems like the refs weren't calling it. But then on the other side, we saw when Travis Hunter pushed off, I would say on a couple of times he pushed off and they didn't call it. So I felt like, okay, so we're not getting calls on our side, and they're not getting calls. They're not getting some calls. So I thought it was kind of fair and balanced. But now I guess in hindsight, everybody's going to be having that conversation saying that the refs gave the game to Colorado, especially at the end there.
Hey,
go ahead.
I'm glad you pointed out Travis pushing off, because he does that quite often, and that's one thing that I noticed from last year with the well-off media stuff. When you look at the practice tape, yeah, he will go up and get the ball, but he's a little handsy on offense and defense. So he's going to have to get that under wraps, because if a coach decides to, kind of put that bug in the referee's ear, they may start looking for it more, and you may start seeing more offensive pass interference calls when Travis is on the receiving side of the ball.
And to also be fair, though, we gotta say, okay, that famous, what I'm gonna call the famous catch now, right? The guy's hands are all over Travis, right? And he had to get some type of separation. So I don't see it totally as Travis just being like handsy and without cause, right? Because the refs have a job to do, and what they're gonna do is if both players are being aggressive, they can call it either way. They can say, okay, this player is being a little bit more aggressive than the other player, or just let the play go, and then you guys can fight for the ball, and we're going to let you play and fight for the ball. But don't complain after that has happened. So I think one was very close. One was kind of like, okay, they were both jousting, and they were both kind of like going back and forth, and the refs let it go. But there was one that was very clear. I think it was either the second catch he had that was very clear, and I was like, okay, I see that one. But there was one that they didn't call when Travis Hunter was held in the end zone. He could have had a touchdown, and the guy held him. So it can kind of go either way. I think for the refs, I don't see it like, if you're saying that that's something that he does often, I don't see that he does that often. I just felt like he did it, but he usually does it because people are very aggressive with him. And let me make this point. Let me make this point also. Then I'll let you go. I'll let you have it. Travis Hunter is a player that a lot of people are looking at, and they're trying to say you ain't like that. They're trying to say, well, you're on the cover. Everybody's bigging you up. You're supposed to be the best player in college football. When I meet you, I want to show you that you're not really like that. That's why he smoked. I don't know if it was it 17. That's why 17 he was overly aggressive last night. And I'm like, bro, if you just play your game, you'll be all right. But right now, you're not playing your game. You're just kind of like responding to Travis Hunter, and you don't know that kid is like that. So, anyways, that's what I was taking away from. I'm taking away from that, and I'm thinking a lot of players are going to overplay their hands. They're going to be a little bit more aggressive because of Travis Hunter, his status. But you also understand one aspect of it. They have a lot of respect for him because he doesn't have a mouth. He don't care. So it's like, okay, I want to play you, but I like you. Do you see that also?
I mean, I think people have a heck of a lot more respect for Travis than they do Shedeur. So I think when you see some of that handsy, roughhouse stuff going on with Travis, I think it's, hey, I'm going against the best. I wanna make a name for myself against the best, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But with Shedeur, I think, perfect time and all that BS, you know what I'm saying, with the rollie up and all that, I think people look at him as a trust fund kid. So it's like, I gotta put him in this place because he ain't like that. So I can see that. I can see where with Travis, people have a little bit more respect. But I just want to point out, me talking about Travis being handsy is not saying that he's a bad player. I'm just saying that's something I noticed about him. Like, even going to, I don't know, just looking at the Will Off Media practice clips, it just seems to me that the DBs at CU are very handsy. They're a little bit more aggressive. And if that's Deion's coaching style, then that's perfectly fine. But if that's what you're going to do, then you have to be prepared for the consequences, which would be penalties. But also, last point on the penalty thing, the third catch that Travis made in the end zone, that back shoulder throw, to me, being a butter, being legacy, that is just good defense to me, because that type of defense wouldn't get called, 10, 15 years ago, right? The guy tried to play the ball, tried to get his hands in front of Travis's hands. He just couldn't do it. Travis made a catch. When the ball is in the air, Travis is gonna catch the ball. That's one thing I love about Travis. If the ball is anywhere near him, it's like he got stickum on his hands. Have you seen the movie Little Giants?
Yeah.
Where the black kid couldn't catch and he had the stickum all on his hands. Yeah. I feel like Travis just walks around with that, because when the ball is in the air, he's going to find a way to catch the ball. So that was a great football. That was a great play by the defender. That was a great pass by Shedeur and a great catch by Travis. So to me, that was perfect football right there. And if it would have been a breakup, I would have big up the cornerback.
All right, so let me show. Before I show this photo, let's bring DC on. DC, welcome to the show, brother. I appreciate you calling in. Good morning, good afternoon.
What up, everybody? How y'all doing?
All is well, man. We're hanging in there.
Let's unpack it, bro. Let's get it.
We gotta unpack this. But let me pull up this photo. Let's talk about it before we bring you on to give us your opinion about what we talked about before. All right, so this is the play that we're talking about, right? Now, the ball is arriving. Travis is trying to catch it. This right here, I don't know that I call this. The ref can actually call this depending on how he feels, right? Because it's in the end zone. You don't really have a lot of room. So if you're kind of clobbering the guy like this could easily be a call in the NFL. If it's NFL, I know that this is an easy call. But it's college, and maybe they let it go. Y'all let me know your thoughts. But the way I see this, the guy was all over Travis Hunter before the ball arrived.
The rules are different in college and the NFL. In college, you don't have to turn your head and look for it. In the NFL, you do have to turn and look for the ball. So I think they call it face guarding. I think that's the correct term. So take away his arm being on Travis, to me, that is not around.
Wait, your audio's coming in real bad.
Just by the law.
DC, how do you see this play? We didn't hear. Hey, Phil, you might have to say that again, because I didn't really hear you clearly because your audio was coming in bad.
So what I see is, you got to look at, like, to me, it seemed like they let them play. That means they let the corner, Colorado's can be handsy.
Right.
They let North Dakota be handsy. And so that, like what you said at the beginning of the show is true, but I saw like a lot of people saying, well, they didn't call this, they didn't call that. If you looked at that game last night, the refs gave them on both sides a little more, because, you had your push offs from Travis, but then you also had, one time with Dude, basically, I think he had Travis around his neck blocking him. Or no, it was around his waist as the quarterback ran in. So that's what you're going to get, folks, that sometimes, is when it's to a point where they don't call it on your team, against your team. That's when you get concerned. But there was all kind of stuff going on last night they could have called.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Because when this play happened, I'm thinking like, I know for sure in the NFL that's a call. Like that, we're calling that. But Travis did not get the call on that, but he still caught the ball. This photo is going to go down in history. Like Travis Hunter is going to be represented by this photo. This photo is crazy. He has no business catching this ball. And we're going to talk about the Heisman stuff later on. We'll touch on this, but Travis Hunter had no business catching this ball. And yes, this is because I don't know if y'all remember, DC, if you remember the one of the shows that we had, we were talking about it was just maybe like 2 shows ago. We were talking about Travis being like, is Travis really like that? Is Shedeur really like that? And what why not? Let's talk about them being really like that. Let's dig into that a little bit, right? I want to dig into that right now since we're on the topic. Let's talk about, are they really like that? Is Travis and Shedeur, are they elite, or do we see them as just good football players? Let's why not talk about that right now? Do you see Travis Hunter as elite, or is he next level, or is he just a regular player, DC?
He's definitely next level. Am I going to go? And I've seen him do some great things last year, so I can say that could put him in the elite thing. Here's the thing I want folks to take a look at. We all knew going into the game that NDSU was not going to be able to stop the outside, the skill positions, the wide receiver. We knew that. And when you look at that DB was kind of undersized, that kind of stuff. So Colorado did a phenomenal job taking advantage of that. But but I think it was a lot easier, though it was phenomenal what he did. But I do think it was easier to do that against NDSU's cornerbacks than it's going to be against other ones. Just being honest.
Okay. So all right. So okay. So hey, what's his name? Okay, there you go. I was waiting for Ron. I was waiting for your email. It just came in. All right. So see, okay, this is what I don't want to do. I don't want to start the Heisman, he's going to be Heisman thing yet. I don't want to start that yet. Let's bring Phil back on while we're talking about this. I don't want to do what we did last year, where after one good showing, you know how we went 3-0 and everybody was all over like, oh my gosh, we're the best.
Do you believe now?
Huh?
Do you believe now?
Right. I don't want to do the do you believe now situation. What I want to do is I want to make sure that we understand, or at least we put things in perspective the correct way. They had a good game, but what I don't want to do is overplay our hands, and then if things happen to turn bad, then it's like we're having to kind of double back and say, well, this and that. So let's put it in the right context based on the talent that we played tonight. Phil, since you're back, do you see them as being elite? What they can do, would they be able to continue this type of play against other bigger teams?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think this is a recipe for a truly successful season. 8 wins or more.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are a lot of good things that we can build on from what we saw last night. But it just feels like we're seeing the same thing from last year, but just with better players. And that's the thing that's concerning to me. If that makes sense. Like the players are clearly better, but the same mistakes, Shedeur having to run around and sometimes putting himself in bad situations where even though he is able to make a pass, he's still getting hit after throwing the ball. You know what I'm saying? Or at the end of the game, instead of running the ball, yes, they were high percentage pass plays, but instead of running the ball where the clock will continue to run, you pass the ball, and then you do have the option to where if they don't catch the ball, that's an incompletion, then the clock stops. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just not sure where I am right now with Colorado. It's weird.
Okay. Well, okay. So, like, Prime Effect 101 is saying, let's pump the brakes a little bit. We cannot draw conclusions based on one game. All right, I get it, I understand it, but we need to put this in perspective as in terms of evaluating the team, evaluating the different rooms, which I wanted to do in the next segment, evaluating the different rooms and seeing what improvements we need to make based on each room, right? So why don't we go room by room and evaluate each room just like we did in the preseason? Now that we've seen one game, talk about the good, the bad, and what we expect, what changes we expect to see. And then we hopefully we can eventually get to Livingston, because I think we need to evaluate Livingston, because he was a big topic coming up. I mean, it'll be in the preseason. So let's bring on Ron Tate. Ron, welcome to the show, brother. How you doing today? Thank you for
Hello,
calling in.
Harry. How you guys doing?
All is well, man.
Good,
What
Happy
up?
Friday, man.
What's up?
The first room I want to. Hey, I got a comment from Wild Dog. Wild Dog is good. He's okay. So I'm happy that he commented.
Amen.
He said he misses us, and he didn't elaborate, but hopefully hopefully Wild Dog. Hey, Wild Dog, man, if you're out there, brother, I'm so glad that you commented. I'm so glad you're still out there. He says he misses us. I know the whole
We miss
health
him too.
Yeah, the whole
We
health
miss him
issues
too,
was,
man.
something that he talks about a little bit, but we just want to make sure that everything is good with Wild Dog. So Wild Dog is good. He's still a supporter of the show. He's still a member of the show, just to let you guys know. Wild Dog is all good. So I just wanted to put that out there. So whenever he feels good and he feels better, he can come back on the show. And I just wanted to say, Phil, your Gremlin a ring right there. Whenever you're talking and then that thing is flashing, that I think that's a good look on that ring, man. It's like it's telling me, look at my ring, look at my ring.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. That is pretty neat, man.
Yeah, that's pretty
neat, man.
good.
Hey, listen, man. You already know today is College Colors Day, so I had to rock my Grambling stuff, man. I went to eat lunch with my son at his school. He got on his Grambling gear, so I'm just in a Grambling state of mind this weekend, I guess. I don't know.
A Gremlin state of mind. I love it.
That's all right.
Hey, were you on the band when they won that championship?
So this one, if I'm not mistaken, is before I got there. But my sophomore year, we did win the SWAC championship. But at the time, we didn't have the Celebration Bowl. However, Grambling did win the inaugural Celebration Bowl. I think that was maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. So yeah. So I've been able to see Grambling win a few championships. I was able to see them win one national championship. I went to the second Celebration Bowl they played in about 3 years ago. We lost that game to North Carolina A&T, but they were just a beast at the time. But it was still good to see my team in person.
Oh, okay. Hey, does the band get rings when the team wins?
No, we don't get rings, but we do get some swag every now and then. Like when we go to championship games,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna stay at a little bit nicer hotel. We get treated a little bit different.
Oh, nice.
But if you do all 4 years in the marching band, you get like a Letterman jacket and all that kind of stuff. So they try to treat us nice.
Oh, okay. All right. For those of you who didn't know that Phil's, he don't just talk this football stuff. He actually plays the music for it too. So he's the
Something
the
like
sound
that.
effect. He's the sound effect for your college football game days. Okay, holla at your boy when you see him in the street.
Something like that, yeah.
Before we before we evaluate the different rooms, guys, let's bring on Tim Smith. Tim Smith from Dallas. What up, my guy?
Yo, what up, Harry? To the rest of the guys on the panel, yo, what's happening?
Hey, Tim, what's up?
What's up, brothers?
Ron, man, how you feeling today, man?
Hey, look, I'm feeling great. I know I sent out a couple texts last night. I could hear you guys. I made a mistake, man. I convinced my wife. I begged her all week. I said, listen, just come and watch this one game with me.
What? The first game?
And listen, and she said yes. I was like, oh my gosh. So I had you guys on my earbud in my ear, but I had to turn it way down because you turned at me and looked and said, who are you talking to? I mean, what do you so because I was trying to speak my text messages to you guys and my opinion since I wasn't able to get on. But man, I have a lot to say.
Okay.
I got 1 foot outside of DC's corner and 1 foot in.
Okay. All right, we'll get to all of it. Let's start with the offensive line. That was the elephant in the room, or the buffalo on the field. So let's start with the offensive line. Go ahead.
I think the offensive line did a B plus. I'll give them a B plus.
Okay, so let's grade them. Why not? Okay, since you started with the grade, let's start with the grade. So B plus from Ron. Phil, what's the grade for the offensive line?
I'm gonna go B minus.
B minus. DC, what's the grade?
I'm gonna agree with Ron. I'm gonna say B plus.
B plus. Okay. All right, Tim. What's your grade?
I give them a B plus as well.
I'm not going as hot as y'all. I'm not going B plus. I'm just gonna go give him a solid B. Okay? Let's go. Let's break it down. What does the B mean for you, DC? The B plus? What is your B plus? What did you see that is giving you B plus?
Gave Shedeur time to throw. Now, when I say B plus, this is strictly because of their play calling. Now, that because they were able, anytime that you can allow your quarterback to only have 1 sack and to throw for that many yards, that's a good sign. Now, if we want to look at it all as far as run pass mix, would probably not give that grade because at 3rd and 1, you should have been able to push people off the ball. But to me, it didn't seem like they were committed to the run. So I'm not going to go there at this time. But I do think, again, when you're able to let Shedeur get that time and make those plays and get that many yards passing, your line did their job.
All right, chat. Let me know your grades. I've been putting your grades up. The basement has C plus. We got a C from King P. Let me hear your grades for the offensive line. So Prime Effect 101 says they balled, but what is your grade? They balled. What are you giving them?
Can I ask a question here? Yeah. So with everybody giving their grades, are we grading them based off of what we saw last year, or are we treating them just as a regular? Like, are we treating them as if they were any other football team and giving them a grade? Because I think that could sway the way people grade the performance we saw last night.
Well, okay. What do you mean last year? Because this is not the same offensive line.
I know, but what I'm saying is, are we comparing them to what they looked like last year, or are we treating them just as their own new identity of Colorado offensive line?
Well,
my grade. My
grade
grade was based on what they did last night.
Gotcha. Okay, that's all. I just want to make sure we're using the same grading system. That's all.
Right.
We're not so much worried about what they did last year. But the reason why we have to grade them is because that was the biggest sore thumb in on the team. So we're grading them now based on that very first game.
Copy that.
Okay. All right. So explain, if you can explain your grade, Phil.
So the only reason why I gave them a minus is because there were a few times where NDSU was able to get to Shedeur with a 4-man rush and sometimes a 3-man rush. And if your offensive line is supposed to be, what they're making it out to be, you should be able to prevent a team like NDSU from getting home with 4 guys. And the way your offense is set up with spreading everybody out, you knew that they weren't going to send a lot of extra guys blitzing because they needed those guys in the backfield to prevent against those wide receivers that Colorado had. So that was the only reason why I gave it a minus. Other than that, and that 4th down when they couldn't get a push, those were the only 2 things that made me give them a minus. Had you taken away that, I would have probably said B plus.
All right. So Ron, what is? Did you explain your B? Okay.
My B plus was based on what the offensive line did, and also the lack of creativity from the coaches. I would give the coaches last night a D.
We're not at the coaches yet.
Okay, but I'm just saying I factored that into my grade for the offensive line.
Ron is ready to go, boy. I tell you,
the offensive line. I mean, they didn't give him any angles. It was just straight ahead, hand the football off, straight ahead, beat that guy. And also, we have to take into consideration that NDS U, they beat FBS. They were what? The last 7 games, they were 6-1, 9-2, or 9-4, or something over the past 12 or 13 times they played FBS. So I also took that into consideration. I didn't see them as an FCS school. I saw them as a legitimate threat to beat Colorado last night.
So you're saying that they should go ahead and just file the application for FBS? Stop playing around?
Hey, listen, if they do that, I think their recruiting would go up, and I think they won't be at whatever conference they get into. They won't be in the back. They won't be in the basement.
But do you think a championship team, a team that has championship aspirations, should look like they did against NDSU, regardless of how good they are?
But that question also is based in how you evaluate NDSU. That was the last conversation we had last night with him. We gotta understand how, before you answer that question, you gotta say, where are we? How high is NDSU as compared to FBS football talent? Then you can answer that question effectively.
But I think we already know. I mean, they're a really good team, but when it comes to the FBS, if you put them in any Power 4 conference, as this team is currently structured, they may win 1, maybe 2 games in that conference, if we're being honest.
Well, I mean, they think about the last 7 games that they played. The last 7 games they played against FBS, they're like 6-1.
But I hear the point that you're trying to make, but my argument is that there's a difference.
I'm speaking facts. I mean, it's not my opinion. I'm just
speaking
facts.
Okay, I shouldn't have worded it that way. My bad. My point is, yes, they have been able to beat FBS teams. What I'm saying is, can they do it consistently? Can they do that for an entire season? So that's why I'm saying I don't think their talent is good enough to be in a Power 4 conference, because if they were put in a Power 4 conference, they would only win 1 or 2 games in the conference. So I'm not valuing their talent level as high as others are.
Right. That's where I'm like, that's why I said your question, we have to treat your question with evaluating their talent level first. Now, I just sent a link to him. Him is going to come on here. He's now known as Ebanks, but whatever that is. But anyway, I just sent a what's the name? So we have to treat this like, hey, how are we really looking at NDSU? Is NDSU FBS, or are they just faking like they're not, and they're trying to beat up on lesser talent? And
I'll give you my
FBS
perspective.
talent?
Let me give you my perspective on it.
Go ahead.
They would not be a Power 4. They would be a group of 5. And it would be a middle of the road group of 5 that has potential to tip up in there like like a Tulane eventually did. But I need folks to sit back and say, yes, they have beat FBS teams, but they have not beat FBS teams that were great FBS teams or average, even at that time, FBS teams. They generally were teams that were maybe a little low, just slightly below average. So, and part of that is because they're fundamentally sound. So, for example, if you sit back and say, well, they beat Iowa or they beat Arizona, well, what did that Arizona team look like? Just because they were an FBS at the time of beat. So, if we're like this, if you're not a above average team, if you're average FBS or slightly below average FBS, then I think that North Dakota State will match you.
Well, I believe. Hey, you still there, Harry?
I'm here, guys. I'm here. Sorry.
Okay. I just like I said, I take it factual information. I didn't know very much about
pushback, Ron, we gotta. I don't know if you watched that video that I did on NDSU, but
yes, I did.
The last 7 games they didn't win. So let's just make sure that we understand they're used to. All right, historically they're used to winning, but South Dakota State has actually been the big boy in town in the FCS, not NDSU. I just want to make sure that we put that on the record.
Okay. I also I don't know what box we're in right now, but NDSU outcoached Colorado last night.
Okay, so you want to go to the coaching? You
Yeah,
can't. Wait,
I
you
mean,
can't
I'm
wait to
pissed.
just get to the coaching. So let's bring on him, and then we'll talk about the coaching room. Okay, we were on the O line. We was before we get to the coaching. Let's bring on him, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the offensive line, and then we'll get to the coaching next. Since you want to go there so much, yo, him, what up, man? How you doing today, brother? If you're not ready, let me know. You got to unmute yourself.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
All is well, brother. How you doing?
What's up? Good morning, fellas. Good morning. I'm just listening to y'all.
Morning.
The energy is like Colorado lost by 20, man. What's going on?
I think the energy is always consistent with TLP Sports Club. The energy is we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything else in between. That's what it is. We're not. I started the show by saying we're undefeated, so we're good. But and then we're talking about the different rooms. Right now, we're talking about the offensive line, but then we kind of veered off in evaluating NDSU. And since you and I had that conversation last night, you, me, and DC,
Okay.
you're evaluating your evaluation on NDSU is that they're pretty much an FBS team. Is that correct? You're here, so you can tell me.
They're pretty much what Colorado was last year. They can win 4 games in the FBS. It's
So
not
that
like
proves my point.
it's not like they're what who was playing? What's another Big 12 school was playing last night? They won 40 something to nothing. Was it Kansas? It's not like the school Kansas was playing. That's
Kansas played
basically
Glenwood.
that's JUCO. That's not the level that they're on. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like they're playing some of the smallest colleges.
Wait, hold on. Who played Who nobody played JUCO? What are you talking about?
I'm saying the team that Kansas basically played last night is basically JUCO.
But that's FCS, aren't they?
But they're not the level of North Dakota State FCS. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like they've never been in a championship conference game. I don't think they ever won over 5 games. Like they're a horrible team. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like if I feel like if anybody else would have played North Dakota State, it would have been a much closer game, and North Dakota State probably could have won. We just played with a quarterback and a receiver that's unstoppable. So we was able to get the win, but most teams don't have that.
What is your evaluation on the offensive line? What is your grade for the offensive line?
Offensive line get about a B.
All right, that's the same grade I gave them. Can you explain your grade?
It was the B based on the first performance together in the big stage, because you got a freshman, you got other players who really haven't played in environments like that. So it was Shedeur got sacked once, he got knocked down a couple times, but besides that, I mean, at the half he had only 1 incompletion. So that's pretty much good O-line play if you got 1 incompletion in the whole half of football.
And okay, so based on the grades that we've given, Ron's been bringing in the coaching and how the coaching affected what the offensive line was able to produce. So let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit. The coaching, we're going to start with Coach Prime, and then we just say the whole staff. What grade are we giving Coach Prime?
I'm giving Coach Prime a D.
Well, based on what he said in the press conference, what we was talking about last night with Western, that was Shedeur's choice to throw that ball to Western to try to get him some yards. He really wanted to run the ball, so I give Coach Prime a B minus.
What kind of because listen,
hold on, guys. Let's go down the line. Too many people. DC, what's your grade?
Oh no, I want to hear Ron Cook. Is this Ron tape?
We're going to give an opportunity for everybody to give their reason for their grade.
DC, that's me.
Just give us the grade.
I agree with Ron. We on the same page today.
Okay,
D.
So D. Okay. All right, him. What's Coach Prime? Oh, you said B, right? B minus or B?
B minus.
B minus. Phil, what's Coach Prime's grade?
I'll probably give him a D as well. A D plus.
A D. Why the D's? What did he do wrong?
Well, hold on. We're gonna get into it. Don't worry. We gonna get into it.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I will give him a C, a solid C. I'll give Coach Prime a solid C. He did a lot of great things. He did a lot of good things. Let me not say great things. He did a lot of good things. Tim, welcome back. What is your grade for Coach Prime? Might have to unmute. All right, so Tim is gonna come on soon. All right, so Ron, since you started off with the D.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. All right, Tim, what's your grade for Coach Prime?
I give him a C.
A C. Okay, you are now giving him a C. All right, Ron, what is the D for? Can you explain the D for Coach Prime?
Okay, you have your fourth, and I don't know what it was, but you on like your you're on your side of the 50.
But the 35. It was around the 35.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
Yeah, it's very close. It was like we were almost in the end zone.
And you go for it. And the play that
you don't make a good play to make sure that we get that 1 yard.
The play wasn't creative. The play wasn't. I mean, it was. I don't know. It was a piss poor call. That early in the game. Number one. At the end of the game, when you called your timeout, you got to give your team some instructions. Bat the ball down. Let's run the ball. Let's get out of here with a win. You got to give your teams some instruction. Last year, I understood that he wanted to give his coordinators, offensive and defensive coordinators. This is just offense. I haven't even got to the defense yet. Some room to let them do what they want. But at some point in time, you're the head coach. You are the buck stops there. You have to inject your input on play calling and on what we're going to do in certain situations and what we're not going to do on defensively. We're playing man to man with a running quarterback. You run the defense off. You create a big gap between your secondary and your defensive line, and you take off and run, or you dump a pass off. I mean, come on. We played right into their hands. They looked like they prepared for a team that's playing man-to-man, and we looked like we didn't prepare for a team that had a running quarterback. So, to me, that's a D.
Okay.
All day long.
Hey, Ron, also, they probably would have done better in a zone.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A zone would have helped the linebackers and the defense, the defensive backs. Those receivers weren't going to run by anyone. They didn't have the speed. We gave them the opportunities by not adjusting, or by Coach Sanders not saying let's play a zone. The first time they made a play, a big play, running man to man, let's go with zone. Let's see what we can do with the zone.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. That's understandable. Let me bring on Coach Cheney, guys, and we can continue this this topic. Coach Cheney, welcome to the show. I appreciate you calling in. How you doing today? You might have to unmute.
Hello.
How you doing, Coach?
Hey, what's going on, boss man?
All is well, man. How you feeling today? How you feeling? We're 1-0.
Well, I'm about like Coach Prime. I'm glad they won, but it felt like they got beat. But I have to keep reminding myself, just like everybody else needs to remember, they brought in 42 new players.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids have never played together. It's funny, me and my son were just talking about that because I was explaining to him how he was in high school. And the scenario was, when you play with someone after so long, you learn their tendency. My son played outside linebacker, so he knew the guy that played corner to the right of him and the middle linebacker, how they were going to play stuff. So when teams ran against him, he knew, okay, if I make him cut back inside, I know my homeboy got my back. He gonna make that tackle. If he stays outside, I've got added support on the outside. So these kids just got to learn to play with each other. It's going to take them a little minute. The one thing I hate about college football, there's no preseason games or scrimmages. So they're playing against each other all the time. And that doesn't help them prepare for a real game. But as far as the play call, because the last guy that was speaking about the play call and the defense coordinator, guys, remember, this guy is a NFL coach. He was never a coordinator in the NFL, but he had been around enough coordinators to warrant the opportunity to be a coordinator. It's going to take him a minute to get a feel for it. The good thing about it is the offensive coordinator for the Buffaloes, Pat, has always been a coordinator for years. So he's going to help groom that guy, and he's going to challenge him in practice. And that guy wanted to play man because they got so much talent in that secondary that they want to play man. And like my man said, they should have went to a zone. They didn't. But some of that is that NFL mentality, because if you look at the NFL don't play a lot of zone. Them guys play straight up man. You get your guy, I got my guy, and let's go get it. And we're going to get after the quarterback. And so he's got to learn to make that balance of, yeah, some things that the NFL does will work, but some things will not work on the college level. And I think that's what's going to help him get better as coordinator. So the grade I give them overall as a team, I give them a B minus. If I broke it up offensively and defensively grades, because that's what me and my son was talking about, I give them a C plus defensively. I give them a B plus offensively. That's why I put them somewhere in that CB range, only because they still fill each other out. But at the end of the day, I mean, they look at the numbers Shedeur and Travis put up, and Jimmy and them, and they kept everybody involved. They got to work on the offensive line, but once again, you're talking about continuity. Them linemen got to play together for a while. If they still look like this after week 5, then we're in trouble. That's
All right,
how
so,
I would tell anybody.
all right, cool. All right, DC, let me get your Coach Prime explanation. Why are you giving him a D?
All right, so I get what people are saying. Hey, these are 40 people that just got together and they play. But again, that's the choice the coach made on how to recruit. And that's the knock. That's why they are picked to be 11th and some 12th in the some 12th in the conference, and they're not considered to rank high because it does take time to gel. So that's that knock that it's saying that, hey, the portal is not. We saw that with Florida State. We're seeing right there with Colorado that the portal is not the holy grail of equalizing your team. It generally should be filling in pieces, not basically. But basically, it should be the icing on the cake. It should not be the flour and the eggs and all that kind of stuff. So I'm giving them a D. It's because, just like Ron said, that play, that 4th and 1, that didn't make any sense. The last play of the game, folks, think about this thing. All right, NDSU drove the ball down the field, and they had the right call for a 2-point conversion. Quarterback didn't make the throw. Then, because of how the team, the coaches mismanaged the clock, you let them get down to the 4-yard line. You were about a second away from losing that game. And it did not have to be that, because you gave them 3 points and you almost, and understand this, time of possession, 36 minutes to like 20 something. Mm-hmm. That's not going to be sustainable for the entire season. So while I think that Coach Prime, of course, was a brilliant player, I think as a staff, the game that they called, it worked for NDSU. We know that. But I don't think you get away with that next week. And I really don't think you get away with it for the rest of the season, other than maybe Cincinnati.
Okay. All right, let me give you an opportunity to explain your grade, because you don't understand why we're grading Coach Prime so low. So, or why some people are grading him so low. So, what is your grade? And what we got your grade, but explain your grade. All right, so him is on mute. Let me go to let's go to Tim. Did you explain your grade?
Y'all pretty much Coach and DC pretty much hit on everything that I was gonna say, so ain't no need of me repeating it.
Okay, so Coach Prime is getting a D from a couple of you guys. I'm giving him a C because I felt like when we talk about situational football, we talk about what Coach Prime said in his press conference is you're taking what the other team is giving you, and you're making adjustments. So if we're looking at what the team was giving him, then I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, okay, he was making adjustments based on what the team was giving him. The offense was moving. The defense was not really. The defense was total trash the first half. I would say three quarters the defense was trash. That's my opinion. All right, maybe and then sprinkles here and there. They made some stops. So Coach Prime, the solid C is because Coach Prime happened to just manage this game and get the win. All right. Now, I want to point this out too. I don't know what this thing is about trusting Shedeur with game. I think that's trash. All right. Yeah, we got to cut that out. I understand that you got a grown child and he's a smart, his football acumens are very high. But I don't know what this thing is. The NFL is not going to trust the game with anyone. They're going to say, this is what we're going to do. So why are we saying Shedeur, oh, hey, you do whatever you want to do in this situation. You can run, you can pass, you can do whatever you want to do. Why are we putting all of that weight on this young man? No.
Can I ask a question real quick?
We're running the ball. That's it.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Can I ask you a question, Harry? And that's for everybody. Okay. So they're saying, well, that was Shedeur's decision. And then they said the reasoning for him throwing that ball there is because he wanted to give Wester a play. Does that sound like what a Heisman quarterback does?
Well,
no, it doesn't.
No, it does not.
And also, he made that decision based off of cover zero. Who cares about cover zero? Run the ball.
Guys, hold on a second.
No, yeah, I want to say something about that too, though.
Yeah, guys, hold on though. I don't know how many of you guys actually have coached. I've never coached college. So forgive me. I've only coached high school, and I'm a defensive guy. I've been a defense coordinator. If I get a cover zero look, I normally talk to my offense coordinator when they're on offense and tell them what they're doing to him. If I see a cover zero look, and they got 8 men in the box, no one runs the ball with 8 men in the box unless you got the old school Alabama roll tide offensive line. You're not getting anything with 8, 9 men in the box. I don't care how good you think you are, you're not. Was it a bad call? Yeah, but at the end of the day, like Deion said, they took what they gave him. If they put 8, 9 men in the box, I want to know what y'all give me one team that can run the ball with 9 men in the box. Just give me one.
It's not a matter of can they. It's not a matter of can they. The point was we're trying to run the clock out.
Clock out. That's it.
That's the point. Situational football. Of course, if that's the first quarter start of the game and they put 8 in the box, okay, that's one thing. But we're talking about trying to run the clock out at the end of the game.
Right, but what they were looking at, what Shedeur was looking at is, if I make this pass, we get a new set of 4 downs and the game is over. Now we can just take a knee. That's what he was looking at.
And if they didn't get that pass interference, then what would happen? If they didn't get that pass interference, then what would have happened? Exactly.
If you get an interception, then what? What happened? You telling me that you're gonna put the game at risk? I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I agree with y'all as far as it's a bad call, but I'm just telling you what the kid probably was thinking, and what I have seen other coaches do throughout the years is if you see a 9-man box, most time they try to do a quick throw up pass like Shedeur did because he knew it was going to be pass interference. That's why he threw it the way he did. He knew it was going to be pass interference.
Thank you.
Now the second time he did it, he didn't underthrow it enough, and Weston did not come back to the ball like he did the first time. He underthrew it for a reason. He knew he couldn't get that ball to Weston, but he knew if I throw it at the back of this DB, he's not turning around. Weston's going to come through him. Worst case scenario, pass interference. Best case scenario, the kid does like Travis does and snatches the ball out from around the guy back. So it wasn't the best call. Yes, it wasn't smart, but it's what they needed to do. So at the end of the day, if he makes the play, we're not even talking about this. So it's if, woulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's all I'm saying, guys.
Well, hold on.
But
Hey,
if
coach,
it's
you
a
saying
bad
that's
call,
what
then
he
why can't we
needed to
question
do?
it?
You said that's what he needed to do?
No, I'm agreeing with y'all as far as is it a bad call? Yes, but the first time he did it, it worked. He was trying to get another first down so they can get this game completely over with. And yes, was there a little bit of ego involved because he's trying to give it to Weston because he's trying to get Weston rocks off? Yes, that's his boy. He was trying to get his rocks off. And as far as the statement of that's not Heisman like, do y'all realize how selfish a lot of quarterbacks that win the Heisman are? Like, guys, come
Yeah,
on.
that's the part that I wanted to speak on too. I wanted to
Yeah,
speak on
like
there's no
that has nothing to do with
Who
characteristics.
said that Heisman like?
Let me
No,
speak
somebody,
on that. Let me speak on that a little
yeah,
bit. I think
somebody just
that
said
was
that they
I
think
DC.
said
he
it.
was,
I
DC.
said it.
yeah.
I stand on it. I
I
said
said
it.
it.
I
I'm
Oh,
standing
stand
on
on it.
business. DC
Yeah,
standing
I'm
on
standing
business.
on business.
All right.
Yeah.
I got you, DC. I
let,
feel you, DC.
let me
If
speak
you
on that a
question
little bit.
anything Two does, you just don't like to.
DC said,
Two is the
okay,
most
so look.
sound quarterback. You can't question him, bro. He know what he's doing.
Well, we can question him all day. I can question him because he made
No,
a
you
lot of bad.
can't question him, bro.
He made some mistakes.
The
Okay, go
man
ahead,
had
Mike.
one incompletion or a whole half. How can
Okay,
you
he was
question him?
great. He was great. You can give him the good, but if he does bad, you should also be able to talk about it. It's not.
Thank you.
You can't just be like, oh, he was good, so yeah, let him make his mistakes because it could be a costly mistake. We want to
Can I
play
say
solid. We want to play solid football. We want okay, some of those things that I was screaming about, like, hey, you already passed the first down. You a quarterback. Why are you still standing up? So you can
But
get
hold
hit.
on one second.
Like
But
you don't.
Harry, here's the thing I want to say is that I am not by any means saying that Shador is not a Heisman caliber quarterback at all. What I'm saying is that's one of them
You're
things
questioning
that
his
will
thinking.
cost you that's one of those type of things or decisions that as people are watching it that will cost you a Heisman. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So those are those things. That's all I'm saying is, and I'm agreeing with Coach that said the decision. It's not that Shador. Listen, you're never going to hear me say that Shador is not a baller. That dude is there. He is definitely going to be, if not the second quarterback, the first one taken. I'm just saying the excuse he used could come back to bite him. That's the thing.
I feel you. I got you, Coach. I got you, big dog. You're right.
So okay. So as far as Shador, like some of his decision making, and when you pass the first down, if you're a quarterback running for first down, right, and you pass the first down, once you make the first down, I say slide, right, because you got to keep in mind, like, you're gonna get nicked up. We trying to preserve you for 12 games, not just for a few games. And then what if we got one more game to make the playoff, or to make a bowl game, and you're not ready, and then we got to go to Ryan Stubb, and who may not be ready. So it's like, okay, the thinking. Let's go back to making or giving Shador the keys to the kingdom. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I understand he's mature and all of that. But as far as game management, I don't like it. Okay, whether I'm questioning Coach Prime's whatever, I don't like giving that to the quarterback. I like a game plan. This is the plan. This is what we're gonna do. Execute what the game plan is. And if we get into a 2-minute situation, we're gonna burn this clock and we're gonna go back to the locker room. Let me hear your thoughts on that, as far as giving Shador the keys to the kingdom when it comes to that. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Phil.
let me chime in on that real quick.
Go ahead,
I
boss.
think that is twofold. I think Shador is a smart enough quarterback that you give him a little bit a longer leash than you would give if Ryan Stott was in, because I think he is a good decision making quarterback overall. Um, but I also think there are situations where, like you're talking about 2-minute situations where it's like, this is what we're going to do. You're not going to check out of this. And I think that's okay. So it's just a balance of knowing that give and pull of when you want to give him the opportunity to just say, hey, Shador, go out there, do what you do, whatever you see, go off of your instincts. And then there are other times where it's like, no, this is what we have to do. You stick within the playbook. And I hope that Shador is going to be able to follow those instructions if given.
Yeah, critical game situations, we need to have a plan. I understand when the game is wide open And first, second, third quarter, the game is wide open. Critical situations. Hey, Shador, you. If the defense is giving you something, we give you the go ahead to do whatever you're gonna do. But when it comes down to like, okay, these are the situations. This is what we're gonna do, and I don't care who you are, Tom Brady, whatever. No, we're sticking to this plan. That's it.
Hey, Harry, let me say this.
That,
let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. And Coach, yeah, I have coached before, and that's another reason why Deion got a D from me, was because Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they executed a plan, and they had some leeway, but they had some guidance to go by.
Right.
They didn't give him the key and say, okay, you make the decision. No, that's not how it functions.
No,
that's not how a good situation a good machine functions. That's not how it works. You give the plan and you have them execute the plan, with the options to the max of their ability.
Okay. Hey, coach, before you go, let me just qualify this. If we're gonna trust our quarterback and say, okay, in any situation, we're gonna trust you regardless, then let's make sure that quarterback is not having some type of ulterior motives, like, let me give my boy an opportunity. Because we need to get off the field, and you're thinking, let me give my boy an opportunity. So now we're riding on the mindset that your boy gets an opportunity. You're throwing the ball sideways, and that's a pick six coming. What happens if we get a pick six? Now we're having to take everything that we want to put on the coach and put it on this young man. Everything that we would have said, the coach's game plan, and we say, okay, Deion Sanders, now we have to put this on a young man who is, still trying to figure his way out. I think that's too much weight. So we have a game plan, but within that game plan, we give Shador some leeway, not the entire key to the kingdom. I just don't feel that way. But go ahead, Coach.
From the way I looked at it like this, and if I know everybody pay attention to some of the stuff that Coach Prime says all the time. He always talks about how Shador has always started 4 years of high school football, and he started 4 years of college football, which is unheard of. No other quarterback in the NFL or college has ever done it, to my knowledge, because I tried to research it. But what I agree with what my man just said a minute ago. I think you put almost like training wheels on him to a certain extent. When you look at someone like Peyton and Tom Brady, because once they got to the pros, Bill Belichick put training wheels on Tom Brady until Tom started showing proficiency and he took over. And then he started to be in on the game plan and say, hey, this is what I like, this is what I want to do. And they did it. And then if Bill needed to make a change or two, he did. But if you pay attention to them Patriot days, Tom Brady and Josh McDaniel made those calls. Bill Belichick didn't tell Tom what to run. Same thing with Peyton. Everyone knows Peyton ran his offense in Indianapolis for years. He called
But we're not talking about that. We're
everything.
talking about the critical situations. We're not talking about running the offense.
But what I'm saying with Shador, I think Deion is trying to train him to be on that level and give him that much freedom to show NFL teams, and you can call it an ego, you can call it a problem, but all of us who are dads will do the same for their own kid. He is trying to put his son in a position, not just the son, but the quarterback in a position to be looked at by NFL scouts. Remember, he said 31 scouts were there from 19 different teams. They wanted to see if Shador could run that offense. And so they're trying to get, and with Pat being a NFL former offensive coordinator, they try to let him have more say-so in the offense. Does it hurt them? Yes. What they're going to have to do is put some training wheels on him and say, we're going to give you leeway, but there are going to be certain situations where you're going to have to run what we call, because we're seeing something that you haven't seen or yet has experienced yet. Even though we know you can make the throws and things like that, there are times where we're going to have to override it. and we got to go to this because there's something that we're seeing that you may not be seeing or you may not be realizing because of our years of experience as well. Does that make sense?
Hey,
It makes sense, but we should have a game
hey
plan.
Harry.
Yeah,
Hey
go
Harry.
ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Everything that Coach just stated, I agree with him 101%. That
Disagree.
ego thing that Coach Prime has with his son, and like he said, any of us will do it for our kids. That's what's standing in the way of what you're talking about, Harry. We understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, Coach Prime is a dad that's trying to get his son into the league, and he'll do it by.
Let me rebut on this. I think
are you agreeing to the guys that talk about daddy ball then? I mean,
no. Hold on. Before we get too far from that.
No. I think he would do that. I think he would do it for any quarterback. He wants to get as many kids off that team into the NFL, and he's going to put them in a position to shine.
Exactly. He's going to put
them
in
No. Y'all got to stop the daddy ball talk. Listen, this guy was a first-round quarterback last year. Just because he went to
you breaking up, bro.
Hey,
hold on.
Your audio's not coming in clear.
Can you hear me now?
It's still bad. Yeah.
Somebody don't want to hear you. We want to hear you.
It sounds like you in a Ralphie costume.
I did nothing different. I was just clear somebody. I don't know what happened.
Okay, try that now. It sounds a little better.
Okay, but what I was saying, stop the daddy ball talk like this guy didn't have a 3-27 ratio interception. He's been NFL ready. Y'all got to stop it with the whole this Deion Sanders Shedeur. This is a connection that some colleges are praying for. A quarterback and a coach who have a connection like they have. You can't knock them for what they believe in. If he was out here throwing interceptions, throwing for 200 yards a game, then I understand y'all. The man threw for 400 yards a game, and the only interception they got was look on somebody's leg that's laying on the ground. This guy's almost perfect when it's come to playing the quarterback position. Please stop trying to find a reason to say anything bad about Shedeur Sanders.
Bro, can two things be
making this.
Hold on, right at the same time? Like you're acting like two things can't be right at the same time.
Let me finish. His decision making is top tier. It was last year. It was at Jackson State. It's been that. The man have an IQ like no other. Tom Brady wasn't just good in college.
Shedeur is not perfect.
Yes, he is,
push
bro.
back when he finishes.
He's perfect.
Shedeur is not perfect, bro.
20 saves to 3 interceptions last year is perfect.
You're listing his good attributes. We're talking about critical game management situations. We're not talking about if Shedeur's good or not. We're talking about critical game management situations.
So throwing the ball to the sideline and get first downs, that's not game management situation.
Okay, hold on 1 second because your audio is kind of bad. Let me just say this. Because somebody does 1,000 things good, we have to say in Liberia where we say 99 days for the rogue, 1 day for the master. All right, 99 days for the thieves. For the thief, one day for the 99 days for the master, 1 day for the chief. So you understand this. Listen, you can do 1,000 things good, but you make that one boneheaded mistake, and it can cost you majorly. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about Shedeur not having good IQ or high IQ or making good decisions. We're not saying, hey man, you're not good. But you should be able to say, okay, when we get in a game situation, a 2-minute, we're up by I don't know how many points, we need to down this ball and get off the field. Do you not agree that situation should be on the head coach and not?
Yes, Coach Prime said that. He was trying to get Western more yards. I get that. But if y'all going to take one bad throw and one bad play calling to discover this man game management skills when he's damn near perfect percentage-wise, y'all just nitpicking at this point.
No, I don't think.
Hold on.
I don't think anyone question his ability to manage the game.
Let me throw this one thing in. I'm gonna chime in what my man just said because he's bringing up a point that you guys may have forgotten. Do y'all forget that last year that Shedeur ran a lot of 2-minute offenses and did not have no problems? So
none, zero.
You're starting to nitpick.
Y'all You're not understanding what we're talking about. I think you're missing.
And I'm gonna lay my point on this. Tom Brady wasn't good in college.
No,
I don't know if y'all can get that.
You guys are talking about two different things. We're not talking about what you're talking about.
No, we understand what you're saying. That it's a 2-minute offense. The game was on the line. They're up in the lead. Let's just win this game and get out of here. I get what you're saying on that part. But what we're saying, what me and my man is saying, I agree with what my man just said. We're nitpicking stuff, and I get it because
listen.
Hold on. It is easy to point out his mistakes because there's so much pressure going into this season.
Hey Harry, I got to push back.
But
Harry,
at the end of the
let him finish.
I'm gonna wrap it up real fast. At the end of the day, Shedeur is probably by far the best 2-minute offensive quarterback in the league or in college, and damn near look like he may be the same if he keeps it going once he go pro.
Hey, Harry, let me say this one thing.
Back and then we get Phil in here.
Okay, listen. I think you guys sound a lot like Ron Tate when he's been defending CU and the CU players and the CU coaching staff.
Ron is a changed man. He's been reborn.
No, I haven't. But I just believe in the philosophy that we can talk about the things like this one play. We're not talking about Shedeur's ability to manage 2 minutes. We're talking about that one play was not a good play.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm not questioning his ability to make good decisions. That wasn't a good decision. And I blame, once again, let me tell you, I blame the coach. If they're in cover 0, run up under the center and run a quarterback sneak. You might get 10 or 15
that though.
yards.
Wait, you going back to what we agreed on. It was a bad play.
Yeah, that's all. But I'm just saying, no one, hold on one second. No one is saying that Shedeur Sanders is not a great college quarterback managing the game. He has shown his ability to do that in pressure situations time and time and time again. What I am saying is the coach has to say, listen, this is what I want. So we can get out of here. This is what I want. Because if you are a great player, wants to make great plays over and over and over again. And they believe they can make that great play over and over again. That is the only thing. Those are the two things. It wasn't a good play. And number 2, the coaches should have given him more direction in that situation.
Let me remind y'all of the original question or the original statement that I was focusing on. I said, Shedeur, even though he's a good game manager and he has high IQ, should he be given the keys to the kingdom in every situation? That was what we were talking about. And I said, when it comes to critical game management, we need to have a game plan where it's not like we just like, okay, Shedeur, do whatever you're gonna do, because Shedeur has his own, he has his own flair, he has his own way of doing things. But we need to understand that in critical situations, we need to just have a game plan, a simple game plan. We have a let's get off the field plan. We have okay, let's try this plan. And then when we get into any of those situations, we execute that specific plan. That's it. So all of this throwing the ball from this side to that side, we're looking at it like, wait, what are we doing? Why? We got 2 minutes left. This is college football. The clock continues to run. And let's force them to burn their timeouts. So we're not throwing the ball from left to right and doing all this silly stuff. Let's get off the field and go home so nobody gets hurt.
Agreed.
Nebraska to face. That was the thing. Do you believe that he should be given the keys to the kingdom? Meaning, like, the keys to the kingdom means you can do whatever you want in any situation, or should there be specific game plans for specific situations, but he has his own leeway in certain situations? That was the question.
But I didn't finish landing my plane, though. Hold on. One thing y'all forgot, though, what y'all not bringing up, like y'all seeing that one bad play, y'all forget before the half, Shedeur was pinned on the 2-yard line. He went 90-some yards. Nobody is talking about that.
Hey, man, that's what Shedeur does. That's you're preaching to the choir on that. You're preaching to the choir. That's what he does. We understand that.
As much as that was a bad throw.
Hey, Harry. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Hey.
Your mic is not good, bro.
Huh?
No, him's mic is going off. That's what I was saying. But go ahead.
I feel like him's he real high on Shedeur, and that's a good thing. And but he should not have the keys to the offense, man. You got to be able to, regardless if his dad the head coach or not. Yes, he's seen some defense, but he has not seen the defenses that Tom Brady and Peyton Manning has seen. I don't care if he started 4 years of high school or not. That's irrelevant in this conversation to me. But he's going to the next level. Those decisions right there is an interception in the next level.
Easily.
Him not sliding will get him hurt for the season in the NFL. I'm looking at where he's going. He's trying to get to. I'm not looking at just now. I'm looking at where he's going to. And I don't care if he trained with Tom Brady or not. That's good and dandy, but Tom Brady ain't out there playing. Shedeur is.
Shedeur is. His dad's not playing either.
It's gonna be a long season, man. Y'all gonna nitpick everything.
We gonna nitpick everything. Why not? Why you not gonna nitpick everything?
Let me say this.
We're talking in circles. Can we go?
But let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick to the people that's saying nitpicking. If you're looking at this one play, you're right. It's nitpicking. But what happened after that play? What happened that you got your team? That team got down to the 4-yard line. So you can't just go, well, it's nitpicking that one particular play. I agree. But understanding by doing that, what it almost led to, very close, what it almost led to. Nobody is disrespecting Shedeur, but here I'm going to point something back to last year, the Stanford game, when Shedeur made a decision when he could have threw the ball away, but did not, and that cost him that game. You got to take a look at those things. It's that it's not being hard on him. It's not nitpicking him. It's that we want to see him excel, and that at this stage of the game, you have to sit back and say, hey, that was a key moment. If you're doing that in the third quarter, it's different. If you're doing that around 2 minutes, not. But again, I'm kind of done with it. I'm just going to sit back and say he is a good quarterback. But you can't sit back and say it's necessarily nitpicking when you look at the sequence of events that happened after that play. It almost cost them.
Critical situations.
But because the defense gave up a Hail Mary?
Hey, Harry, let me ask this question. What was the time left before halftime when they got the ball back? What was the time left? When, like 40
seconds? 40 seconds.
So if they got that much confidence to let him have the ball, because most coaches will just take a knee.
Well, kneel the ball.
You're down. Let's just take a knee, and we're going.
We
throw an interception or fumble the ball, and they score on us, and we'll be down even more at halftime. Let's just down the ball. No, what did they do? They gave the ball.
Go
to
get
the
a field goal.
Go get us at least into field goal range. If a touchdown opens up, then cool. But let's
two
at least
things can be right at the same time. We can say Shedeur is elite, but we can also say Shedeur makes mistakes that are critical.
But
all quarterbacks make mistakes, bro.
Well, yeah, but that we're talking about Shedeur.
But guys,
he's almost. When you look at his passing rate,
we should just say the good stuff. You're trying to make it seem like we should just say the good stuff and not the bad.
No. But what we are saying is, we're not saying that look at just the good. You look at both things. But
that's
as
what
a
coach,
that's what we're doing.
If I'm coaching at Colorado, I am telling Shedeur, like Deion said in his interview, he said, I see what you was trying to do, but in a situation like that, we just got to go. We got to do this, which was, I guess he told him that he wanted to run, but Shedeur wanted to go to Weston, and there's nothing wrong with it. And even Shedeur said it in the interview himself. He said, I knew what I saw, but that's something I'll learn from, so I don't make that mistake again. That's all that matters. Yes,
well, that's fine. Listen, it worked out this time. We're happy that it worked out this time.
But
let me also highlight this. You remember number 8? I forget his name. You remember number 8? We're supposed to bat the ball down. He goes to try to get an interception. We catch the NDSU catches the ball. if that's a penalty or something happens, they get one more shot at the end zone, right at the 3 or 4 yard line. Game over. Shedeur, all of his mistakes are being put on highlight right now. We're not saying Shedeur's not good, but we're saying, just like we've been consistent on this show, we've been saying, hey, Shedeur holds the ball too long. Shedeur needs to make better decisions in critical moments. He needs to stop thinking like, oh, I'm a hero. There ain't no hero ball. The maturity of an NFL quarterback is when you know situations, when the game is over, it's over. Stop trying to be a hero. We don't want to think of anything else. I don't care if you are number 2 with a dollar sign and you want to be a millionaire. I don't care about none of that. I want sound football. Let's get off the field. Let's go home. We ain't got time to be playing no games. Because if that mistake happens, we're having a different conversation. That's all we're saying. Hey, you're a sound quarterback. You are elite. I got your stats on the thing right now. 2 years in a row, you're like Patrick Mahomes, 400 yards in opening situations where you're throwing 4 touchdowns. You are the man. But I know that if you're also the man, you cannot also be the guy that costs us critical situations. Let's move on to the defense.
All right. That's what we need to be talking about because 3 was flawless. The defense was horrible.
Let's talk about the defense. I want the grade. Defense grade. We're starting with you, DC. What's your grade on the defense? I'm giving them an F.
Hey, Gary.
Damn. Yeah. Y'all are not CU fans.
I'm a CU fan.
It's not our job to be CU fans.
You spell fan with an F. You spell fan with an F.
Hey,
bro. The people gave us.
I'm gonna say D, man. I'm gonna say D.
You gonna give him a D? Okay,
I'm gonna give him a D.
Listen. I got to get out of here and go into this doctor's appointment. I'm gonna give him a C because they showed up when they needed to show up. Then again,
they gave up 6 points the second half.
I know
that's good. And the only 6 points they gave up was the last.
Bro, let him speak. He about to go, man. Let him finish his point. Let him land the plane, dude.
Listen, what I'm saying is that I'm leaning on my D for the coaches again.
Pause.
And what they did, and what they did as far as putting those guys in the right position and having the right personnel on the field. The D line showed up, and we need to get a little better on our pass rush. I'm giving them a C. And if you guys are still on when I come out of this appointment, I'll get back on. But hey, it's good talking to you guys.
The same here,
man. No fly zone, Harry.
No fly zone. All right, dude. All right, Phil, what's your grade? We're explaining our grades in a second, guys. Just give me your grades.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a C plus.
A C plus, Phil. What is happening to you? You gotten soft. You're a CU fan. Oh, get out of here. Tim, what is your Tim?
Good job, Phil. Good job, Phil. All y'all acting crazy. Good job, Phil.
No. Don't say I'm acting crazy when I agree with you. Don't say I'm acting crazy when I agree with you. I'm gonna just be honest.
You are a CU fan. Oh my gosh, Tim, what's your grade, brother?
I follow Phil, and I give him a C plus too because I see a lot.
Don't give us your reason yet. We'll go over the reason. Just give me the grade. All right, Coach, what's your grade? Just your grade. No reason.
Oh, I'm right there with them. C plus.
C plus. What are you cooking? What are you smoking on? All right, Him, what's your grade?
I'm a C plus. I really a B. Look. The first half, I give them a D. Second half, they get a B. They only gave up 6 points. And the 6 points they gave up was at the end of the game.
You're explaining already. I just need the grade, brother.
Oh, well, I'll give him a B minus to put it together.
Overall B minus?
Yeah, overall B minus.
Man, you are one of those delusional CU fans.
No, he's not.
6 points. Wait, hold on. When you say that, I got a rebuttal. No, wait. When you say that, I got a rebuttal. If you watch the game, second quarter, 8 minutes left, after that, you only gave up like 9 points, bro.
Thank you. This ain't soccer. They play
this ain't soccer. This ain't soccer. Yeah, this is football, and that defense did not show up to play.
This is a new team that never played together. Though. Y'all got to get them some kind of credit, bro. Y'all talking like it's Alabama or some motherfucking body.
All right, hold up. No cussing. I don't know if I heard a cuss word in there, but be careful. So listen, I'm gonna give him a D-, and the reason why let me start off with the explanation, then I'll give it to y'all. The reason why I'm giving him a D- is because you don't have the grace and the luxury to play from behind with major teams that are coming down the schedule. So you don't have the luxury to show up whenever you feel like showing up. When you come out the gate with these much more manageable teams, these teams that are actually, like solid, and their coach, their coach very solid. I want you to understand that my grade is not based upon just one game. I'm thinking about the future. Last year, I want you to remember this. Last year, we had the offense show up one day, the defense show up another day. This is year number 2 now. Coach Brown has to get that team, the entire team, ready to play on game day, and they all have to show up together. We don't have the luxury to keep showing up whenever we want. This person can show up to today, next day the next person show up. Come Nebraska and everybody upgrading, people getting upset in college football now. You have to come ready to play football. All right? No more babying these kids. No more babying these young men. Listen, come ready to play football. The first half, you were horrendous. You couldn't stop a nosebleed. All right? And then you adjusted and you got a little better. But what happens when you catch a good team and they hang 30 on you in the first half because your defense, the secondary sucks, and they hang 30 on you in the first half? That's going to be very hard to come back from.
Harry.
So I'm just saying what I
saw. Harry, you over exaggerate now.
It's a little bit emotional. I know.
Harry,
I gotta be fair. I'm just saying.
You gotta relax, Harry.
I know.
Harry,
I'm a little bit emotional because I feel like okay. Hold on, coach. The reason why is because we're very big on this team. Like, depending on which other channels you watch and who you're listening to, CU's defense is supposed to be like that because we got Warren Sapp, we got the Gold Jackets, we got 127 years of college of NFL experience, and this is supposed to be this. And then in the first half, you got an FCS team giving you the business. All right, so I'm a little. So excuse me for being a little emotional about my team.
That's the big FCS team. Don't leave that out.
Let me ask a question.
All right. Go ahead, Coach. You have it. I got all my emotions out. I'm done. Go ahead.
Because obviously you own something. Harry, first of all, what school did you go to? Did you change colleges or something?
I went to a non-football school, so please leave me alone.
Did you go to Greensboro? Yeah, you went to UNC Greensboro.
Yeah, we ain't got a football team.
Right, but all them teams, I'm from North Carolina, all them teams in Greensboro.
A&T was my team. North Carolina State Agricultural Tech. A&T was my team.
Here's my question. When did they start giving grades out based off of tomorrow? When did they start doing that? No, you said you're giving them a D based off of future play against other teams. That is so wrong.
Oh, no, I said I'm giving them a grade based on who's coming down the pipeline because...
So when you was in college and you was in class, your teacher gave you a D because of the test she got coming next week. That's what you're saying.
Well, what makes it even worse, Coach? What makes it even worse?
I know
leaving Nebraska and Colorado State, 2 teams that we beat last year. Those are teams that he believes in.
Well, it's a little different for college football because you're looking down the line, you're looking at the opponent that's coming. So when you're evaluating your team, you're like, wait a minute, we got to make sure. Is this the defense that's going to show up with CSU?
No, everybody.
It's CSU. We beat them.
Everybody changes throughout the season. Listen, everybody changes throughout the season.
Hey, Coach, let me fry this Mr. Man with the CU logo on his face. Let me fry him real quick because when he came to this show the first time, you know what he told us? We do this. My family and I, we are football fan. We are football dynasty. We know everything about football. And now he's sitting here saying we beat them. How in the world can you be a football dynasty? How in the world can your family be a football dynasty when you're talking about last year? We beat them. That's not how this goes. And you know that.
Wait, hold on. You're saying coming down the pipeline, it's Nebraska and CSU. 2 teams that we beat pretty.
Man, I wish your audio was better because you be having some good points. Come on, man, get your audio. Hey, lock back in here. Hey, click off and click back in because you me making some good points. I want to hear your points.
Yeah,
click off and click back in. All right, go ahead, Coach. Finish your thought. Him is going to be back.
Harry, here's the deal. When you grade somebody, you want to grade on what they did right then and there, not based off of future opponents or future tests and stuff coming down.
But I wish that's how college football works. College football works with who's next.
You can't because those guys are going to get better as the season goes on. If they're great coaches, they're going to get better as season go on. And then here's the other thing.
Coach Brown gotten better?
Yes, he's better than what he was last year. Okay. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Because what he learned last year
he's still making the same mistakes.
No.
Hey, let me jump in?
Let me say this, and I'm gonna shut up.
What about now, Harry?
You good, but hold on. But yeah, you good.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
But listen, he has gotten better, and everybody. That's like human nature. We all get better as we do something more and more and more. If we don't get better, then we're doomed for destruction. That man looked at what he did last year, got rid of half the kids that were sorry, brought in some real studs this time. He knew his coaching staff needed to make changes, so he went ahead and got some good coaches. The only thing that makes me mad, I knew somebody was going to bring this up. Oh, they got all this NFL experience. Listen, Jesus Christ could be on that team right now. And it's still going to take time to develop and get better.
Do you believe now?
Yes.
Do you believe that? We don't bring this stuff up. Bring this stuff up.
Your goal is to get better throughout the season and be playing your best ball when you get to the end of the season.
Let's get Phil in here. Let's get Phil.
I disagree with that. They wasn't sorry. He brought in players that played on the field last year. The team before that.
Hold your thought.
That's cool.
We got to get Phil in here.
Yeah. So Harry, I gotta agree with Coach on this one, and I say that because
all right.
With a football season, you grade it each week, and then as the season, once we get to the end of the season, we can look at it in its totality. Because just like we saw last year, Colorado looked great against TCU. They looked great against Nebraska. They looked awful against Oregon. They looked awful against Stanford in the second half. So you can't always try to project. And another point that Coach is making, like the job is to get better as the season goes along. Now the goal is always
Coach Brown get better.
No, based off of from last year to this year, no, he didn't get better as a coach. I feel like again,
I feel like
what?
Okay, that's cool. Okay, I just want to finish my point and then let somebody else speak. So we're not talking over each other. But the coach's point, I brought this up with oh my God, the left tackle from Alabama last year, Caden Proctor, who's a true freshman, looked terrible starting off the season. But as the season progressed, and then especially in that Michigan game, when they started running the ball in the second quarter, third quarter, Alabama was running to the left side of their offense, running where Caden Proctor was, because he ended up being one of the anchors on the offensive line. So that's just a small example of how somebody can progress throughout the season. And I think that's what we're hoping to see from Colorado. We don't know because we're not at the end of the season yet. But I'm not going to grade them based off of a projection. I'm only going to grade them off of what I saw tonight, or last night.
So y'all are grading on what you're seeing. Like I said, I'm staying on business. I'm grading.
I got a question.
I'm only grading them based on what I know is coming, and if that defense shows up again, we're in trouble. Stop playing.
If that defense shows up, we're 3-0 against the next two teams.
Okay. You keep thinking that. The first half defense shows up, somebody's going to hit 30 on us. We're going to be fighting from behind the whole game.
Hey, Harry, I got UNCG on the phone. They want their degree back.
But hold on. Y'all said my speech was bad. Now, let me make my point about these next two games. We play Nebraska, who didn't change nothing. They got a freshman quarterback that nobody knows how he's going to look. Might be one of the best or worst prospects ever. We don't know. And then we got CSU,
who we beat last year. This guy's football evaluation scares me. How you a football family and you evaluate teams based on who you beat last year? That's not how it works.
Last night, based on once we made adjustment, the second half, that defense that we played the second half, we were beat.
What's going on with your phone? What's your audio? What's happening? Are you covering the phone when you're talking? Something's going on.
Hey, let me ask a question. I want to
Go
ask
ahead,
a question to Coach before I make my point. I want to ask a question to Coach and Himothy. Coach, you first, because I think Himothy is trying to put some more duct tape on his mic. I want to know. I would like to know if what did you predict the score to be for this game before we saw it?
Honestly, I felt like the score would have been around 34, 21, 28. I didn't think they were going to blow them out because I knew based off the kids and everybody getting a feel for one another and giving North Dakota respect because I've watched them because I've had a couple of kids play on that level of FCS. I've seen them a couple of times. I knew they were going to run the ball down, try to run the ball down Colorado throat. So, but I seen what they did too, which was smart. What they saw was Colorado came out in so much man because of all that talent. And that's the one problem young coaches have to learn. When you have so much talent, sometimes you depend on your talent more than your technique. And so Livingston, the coordinator came out and said, we're going to play man-to-man because I got all these great DBs, and I'm just going to let my front four get after it. And because of the way they were practicing through camp and stuff, and it's not a bad idea, but what North Dakota said was, okay, if you're going to play man-to-man, we're going to run man-beater routes to beat your man-to-man and make you come up out of that. And so I think at halftime, I think he went back and they looked at it, and I'm sure Coach Prime sat and told him, say, look, he's killing you with man-beater routes, so let's change it up and mix in some zone and some stuff so that they can't pick up on what you're running. So from what I saw, and this is why I give them a C+, because run-wise, one of the biggest problems we had last year defensively was we couldn't stop the run. They were stuffing the run for the most part, and in the second half, they played really well. The first half, they were getting some run. And I told my son this, me and my son talked about this morning. If you take the two quarterbacks rushing yards off of their rushing total, guys, they only rushed for 66 yards. That quarterback had 81 yards rushing.
Yeah, but you also
can we use that same excuse for the big plays that Colorado had on busted coverage and talk about the stats? Okay, that's
absolutely.
fine.
You can do the same thing. You can do the same thing. When I looked at the numbers, their numbers are about the same. The total yards for both teams were close. I mean, was pretty much kind of close a little bit. I think Colorado had 500. They had like 450, 460. So it wasn't off too much. But for the most part, defensively, because that's what we're talking about, I felt like the defense played better than they did last year. But there's still room for improvement. Yeah, they played better than they did last year.
All right, so let me ask Himothy this.
Disagree with that.
Himothy, let me ask you this. What I won't need to elaborate. We can get into that after that. But I just want to know what was your score prediction of this game before it happened?
It was 28-17.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was I had 34-28. That's what I had. I did it. Me and my son did a little bet, and I had 34-28. That was my prediction.
So basically, what you're saying is that you expected to be somewhere around what the game was, right?
The game,
right? No. Hold on. He asked Himothy. Hold on. If you take away that end zone blunder, lucky ass interception, we win by 2 scores. That was just luck.
Okay, so here, Timothy, right now you would have failed the field sobriety test because I don't know what you over there drinking.
But yeah, that's true. That's true. But if you watch the game with your eyes, you know that Colorado could put up more.
Should we?
So hold on. So
I'm saying
I didn't watch it with my elbow. I wouldn't sit up here with a hand
the interception. It wasn't a bad mistake. It was a bad luck interception. It wasn't a bad mistake.
Okay,
so we talk about that though. I want everybody to know we talk about that. The ball can bounce. If the ball bounces your way, if it bounces this way, these are the elements or the things that happen in college football or football that can swing the game either way. That's what we talked about heavily on this channel.
Yes, but
I got a question for DC. Real quick. How many points did I say CU would beat NDSU by? What did I say they would win by?
17.
That's what I thought. I thought. So I'm a little bit upset about what I saw last night because it shouldn't have happened the way it happened. So maybe I don't know football, but I honestly thought that CU just had the better team. So
It's not
I
that you
mean,
don't know football. It's that you don't know FCS and North Dakota State football. That's what you don't know.
Okay,
I'm aware of them. I'm aware of them.
Did you know
Maybe
that
I got
FCS
too much
football
confidence in
North
Colorado
Dakota-
based
Hold
off
on,
of what
hold
y'all
on.
That's what it is.
saying.
That's what it is too.
Hold
I
on.
agree.
Did you
So-
know that FCS North Dakota can intercept the ball with their calf muscles? Did you know that? Could you predict that?
But
That was a bad throw by Shedeur.
I knew they could.
I'm just saying, but did you know that?
No, what I'm saying, what I do know is that they won most of their conference championships and they beat most of the FBS schools. That's what I do.
Okay, well let's do this then.
You don't want to talk about that though.
I knew they could run the ball on you because they will line up in 3 tight ends and almost go a power eye or a wishbone and run it down your throat. I knew that about them. That's their style.
So based off of what you've seen from NDSU and the way they run the ball, I would say maybe Kansas State is the closest to NDSU, maybe Utah, based off of the offensive play style.
Based off last year, not Utah.
Say that again.
Based off last year, do not put Utah in that conversation. They barely beat our backup quarterback.
I won't.
Hey, hold
But
on
my
one
point
second,
is-
Phil.
Go
Can I
ahead.
say something real quick? Him is on Colorado heavily. So regardless of what you say, he gonna disagree with everything. I'm sitting back just listening. And for you to say that Utah last year, Utah did not have their starters last year. So if you think that the game against Colorado and Utah is going to be the same as last year, you may want to go back and look at the year before in 2022 to see what Utah really had, because their quarterback is a dual threat quarterback that would do exactly what North Dakota State did last night, but better.
And he's the only player in college football that's older than Shiloh right now. So I know
And
they got
we didn't
trust
have
in him.
our quarterback against Utah, and they only won by 7 points.
Well, hold on one second. Here's what I would say.
Let Phil finish his thought, please. Phil's been trying to get his
Phil,
thought
please.
finished, please.
Man, I done lost my train of thought. If it comes back to me, I'll bring it up.
So, but here's what I would say.
I got it. I'm sorry. I got it. So we won't even use Utah. We'll use Kansas State. Their offensive style is similar to what NDSU has. Quarterback, same situation, same playing style. They're going to have better. I'm not even going to make that statement. I'm going to ask the question. Do you think Kansas State has better offensive talent than North Dakota State does?
Hey, Phil, I answer that for you. Kansas State got a better team than Colorado. And I said it last night, Harry, on your show. If Colorado play like they did last night, come Kansas State, that quarterback will run for 200 plus yards.
Tim can be my vice president because he took the words right out of my mouth. There you go.
If Colorado if that defense that showed up last night in the first half shows up in any more of these next games, I'm changing my prediction to 4 and something. So
all right, but here's the thing I would say to Himothy is that this is what I want Himothy to do. Because what I'm noticing is that there's a thing now Coach Chaney has been on it. He has stood on business. I can't push back on. I'm not going to push back on him because he's laid out his points. What I'm going to say for Himothy, because he's either drinking purple or orange or red prime Kool-Aid. One of those 3. I'm messing with you. But one thing I'm going to sit here and say is you better go and watch and see what Utah did last night. You better go watch and see what UCF did last night, because this is what I see what's going on. Some people are confusing that you don't want to look at last year on your team, but you want to look at, okay, this year. So, for example, let's just sit back and say, I think for me, it's Colorado got through the game. They did a good job. There is still work to do. Can we all agree upon that?
It's a lot of work to do.
That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
It's always a lot of work to do.
Right. So now we get into a really good test, and not just a test. We get into a test next year of next week of an intense environment, a team, because we all have to admit, while North Dakota State was able to do some things, that Colorado won because they had superior athletes. Most of your games on this way out, you're going to have equal athletes on the field.
That's right.
There's no question about that. If somebody want to sit here and tell me it's that if that the quarterback from Avery is the same as Cam Miller, I'm gonna slap you across the internet. What I'm saying to you now is
that cornerback, whoever was checking Travis Hunter, was not equal talent. Now imagine you put a cornerback on Travis that can lock him down. So I don't know.
It ain't
man.
too many people that can do that. That's in the Big 12, though. I do want to be.
I agree.
Can
Travis
I say something real quick to you, Phil and DC?
Go ahead.
And go back and even though they didn't play nobody last night, they gave you glimpses though. Go and look at Kansas DB.
Oh yeah.
They are big and physical and fast.
Not just Kansas though. I'm trying to tell y'all, not just Kansas. I don't want to let the bean out the bag, but not just Kansas. There are a couple of teams in the Big 12 that are nice on in their secondary. Colorado's secondary sucks.
But that's
you don't understand how bad our secondary is on defense.
What?
Who makes it bad? Maybe not. Who makes it bad?
Wait.
No. I want to understand this. I want to understand it. What makes it bad? Let them explain themselves. Let them explain themselves, y'all.
We ain't got no good linebackers, bro.
But that's not considered secondary. That's your front seven.
Not the secondary.
So are you saying linebackers or the secondary? Which one is it?
Okay, the linebackers.
Did you say linebackers?
The linebackers. First of all, the middle of the field. Let me just describe what I'm saying. Maybe I don't know the right football term. Let me describe to you what I'm talking about. If you drop the ball past the trenches in that middle, it sucks there.
Oh, you just talking about slant routes, the same thing we've been dealing with. You know, the drag routes, same thing we dealt with last year.
We cannot guard that.
Oh my God! But Harry,
hey Harry, that was the
coverage. You're talking about certain things. You're talking about certain things that there are some plays you just can't stop. Like a quick slant.
You mean all of them?
No. I'm just hear me out.
How many times did they run the ball and once they got past the trenches, it was like, okay, it's busted open. How many times?
But Harry, we talked about it this summer. I mean, you on one of the previous shows. The linebacker was going to be the weakest part of the defense for them. Because remember, they had the kid that was at Florida State, the Landry kid, that would have been the perfect fit for them. So they're still trying to find a good linebacker. But
he got cooked in his first game and then lost to Georgia Tech.
Well, yeah, that's a whole nother story. Oh, but he can come up and hit though, because he came up and hit that running back. Don't play on him. He can come up and hit.
Yeah, he can hit.
But the front four of Colorado, those rotational D linemen, they're going to get better, and they play to my belief. Just watching them, I felt like they are going to get better. They were better than what they had last year, but they're not great yet. And then on the back end, that's why Coach Prime went and recruited bigger DBs, because that's what the NFL is going to. If you look at the defensive backs, there's no one shorter than 6'1", 6'2", I believe. I think Hodge, DJ McKinney, and they're all almost 200 pounds across the board. They're going to be big and physical because one thing I know Deion said last night, and I didn't realize this, college football does not have a rule against hitting receivers before the ball is thrown. You know, in the NFL, you can't hit them once the ball is high. It's pass interference if you hit a receiver. But in college, you can beat the heck out of a receiver up until the ball is thrown in the air.
So is that an Achilles since they have so many? Is that an Achilles? Since they have so many NFL guys that don't know the rules?
Hey, no, Harry, that's a great point. Hold on, real quick. No, hold on, let me touch on this. That's a great point, though. That is a great point because the game of football is football. Yes. However, the rules in which it's governed are different from high school to college to the NFL. And I'm gonna tell you something. Else that people don't think about.
NFL. Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you something else that people don't think about. And Coach, you can attest to this too. The hash marks aren't the same. The hash marks in college football are wider. The field is more wide open, whereas in the NFL the hash marks are closer. So that changes the way you spread your offense. Exactly. So I say all that to say
opens up a lot of.
Right, but to Harry's point, just because you got that NFL coaching experience doesn't mean it's always going to translate to the college game because they're two different games. So Harry, I like that point that you make because I feel the exact same way. So because you agree with me, I like it.
If you're coaching them like NFL, you're like, hey, this is how we're going to coach you, but you know that you have a little bit of grace because this is the college game.
But they're not coaching them like NFL players. They're trying to prepare them with techniques that work on college level.
Thank you. It's the technique.
It's the techniques. It is not the scheme. But now someone like the offensive coordinator, Livingston, he's got to make an adjustment. Like Warren Sapp, the stuff that if you watch the videos with Warren Sapp practicing with those guys, those techniques go all the way down to Pop Warner. You can teach that to
You see how Block Bully played. You see how Block Bully played. Those techniques work.
Without that Nigerian nightmare, we would have been in trouble last night.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Chidozie got a lot of respect for me last year.
Hayes was the game changer. Number 50 was the game changer.
He looked good too, but I'm saying Chidozie was, even though he didn't have a lot of tackles, he caused a lot of havoc on that line, and he does a great job. Go ahead.
No, I just want to chime on what you just said. Chidozie played his butt off. Who did that last year for Colorado on that front four? Who did that?
Nobody.
Nobody.
And that's the point I'm trying to make, guys. They made a lot of changes. It's going to take some time. Be patient. But the thing about it is them guys are getting better and better. They're going to take that film. They're going to break that stuff down. And the stuff that they've been teaching, they're going to say, this is why I taught you this technique. This is why I said do this. Because even like, and I'm a DB coach. Like, I got pissed at Shiloh. Like, I get mad when I see certain things in secondary. I was pissed at Shiloh because they went to a cover zero on that last touchdown run by North Dakota. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, if I'm Shiloh and I see that my corners are locked up with their guys, the linebacker takes the running back out the backfield. Who am I covering? Why am I staying on grass? I need to go get the quarterback right now. I may not stop him from getting a first down, but I can stop him from getting a touchdown. Shiloh was still backpedaling. He was still backpedaling.
It's those senior citizen needs, man. He can't move like he used to.
If you don't know, that's lack of trust. If you don't trust the guy that you're playing with, that means if you leave your coverage, then you're thinking that guy's not gonna be able to cover where you're leaving. That's lack of trust.
And that's the point I'm making, guys. The more and more they play with each other, the more he'll be able to trust them guys and know they got it covered. Let me go make this play. But it takes time. It's going to take a game or two. And
by the time they get it, the season will be over.
But coach, you're not. But now you're focusing on the future. We should be able to talk about the game itself and not look at it on the big picture. We can talk about the game in the vacuum and say these are the issues that we saw from Colorado based off of this game, and I think that's fair. We're not trying to say that this one game means Colorado's going to be trash for the rest of the season, because we've seen teams start off slow and have a wonderful season. My argument is that last night, what I saw, I was not impressed with. I have concerns. We'll see what happens against Nebraska. If they play like they played against Nebraska, it's going to be a long night at Memorial Stadium.
My argument is
simple. So I have a question for you then. What do you need to see against Nebraska, score-wise or whatever? What is it that you need to see that will give you more confidence? Because for me, I see growth.
That defense need to show up first. Oh man, the Android voice is on.
You're in the blender, bro. I can't hear you.
Coach, your audio's messing up.
You're in the blender.
Yeah, your audio's jacked. Can he even hear us?
Mute him. Yeah, you got
it. It's not. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, your audio's messed up.
I can't wait till Saturday to Nebraska play, so I really can see what y'all see in Nebraska.
Can you hear me?
I can't wait.
I agree with you, but guess what?
Hey, Coach, we can hear you now. Go ahead, finish your thought. Hold on, guys. Let him finish his thought.
No. My only question is, I just want to ask the guy or the panel, all you guys, what is it that you need to see out of the Nebraska game that will give you more confidence? Because me personally, as long as they continue getting better like they did in the second half, if they can take what they did in the second half and start the game out with Nebraska and play that way and maintain it, I feel like they're going to be a really good team this year. They're going to be an 8-win team this year because they're going to continue getting better. But if they go back or convert back to the way they played the first half, then I'm like the rest of some of you guys. I will be worried because that tells me you're not getting better. But I truly believe in my heart the way them guys are coaching them. Come watching all the videos, the way they coaching their butt off and getting on them guys. I really believe they're going to come out against Nebraska like they did in the second half against North Dakota State.
Yeah, really, after the second quarter, 8-minute mark, the game changed. If you go back and watch it, it wasn't like they were just dominating our defense the whole entire game. It wasn't like that. They had a couple big plays. They had a couple penalties to swing their way, and the quarterback made some great read option mishaps. Besides that, they was pretty much contained. Bro.
So I said this a couple of shows back, but let me say this: the Big 12 is wide open because this is how that's how the Big 12 is going to work. The ball can bounce your way depending on the momentum that you have or depending on momentum that your team comes out with. Colorado does not have the luxury of playing from behind. I don't believe that we can put ourselves in a position where we play from behind this season because some of these teams are coached very well. They don't make mistakes. When they get the ball back, if you think NDSU control that clock for 36 minutes, I don't know that Colorado would get the ball back with some of these other teams because of how they are coached. 36 minutes is a lot to 20-something minutes that we had. So I'm just saying, let's open this up and let's understand that the ball is going to bounce either way. But you can affect your own luck on how the ball bounces with you with momentum. So you cannot come out and then, the offense is playing good. Okay, good. The defense can take a break. No, both teams have to come out this year and just play good football, solid football. I keep saying it. If they can just play solid football, just solid football on both sides, I don't care how it goes either way. We're going to be good because we have talent. But what I saw last night on our defense is not great, but I got a question for y'all. Let's grade Jordan Seaton. Let's see how he did because Jordan Seaton was somebody that we talked about. He's a true freshman. Phil talked about another true freshman starting for their team. I think it was Alabama or somebody. But let's grade this, and then we got to get up out of here we got to give Nebraska. We got to give score predictions for Nebraska, and we're out of here. All right, we're going to start with you, Tim. How did Jordan Seaton do? Oh, by the way, he had 41 pass blocks, snaps, and two pressures allowed. If you're there, Tim, you can unmute. All right, Tim is not ready. Let's go to Phil. Phil, how did Jordan Seaton do if you are ready?
Yeah, for me, the way I judge offensive linemen is if they don't talk about him at all during the game, that means he's doing something right. Because if you're getting your butt whooped by that defensive line, they're going to say your name a lot. They didn't talk about him a lot. I also wasn't listening to the commentary. But I was impressed. He looked pretty good. I do want to see what he looks like against tougher, more talented competition. But I was pleased with what I saw. I think he's going to be a really good asset to this team. He might even become the anchor to that offensive line towards the end of the season.
All right. So, Tim, are you there? Are you ready? You just unmuted. Tim, are you there?
Oh, yeah. Talking me?
Tim.
Oh, Tim,
he unmuted, but we still can't hear him. I don't know what's going on with his microphone. So, Tim, speak when you are ready. But Coach Kenny, what is your McKinney? Sorry, what is your grade for Jordan Seaton? And explain it, please.
I know it probably sound weird. I'm gonna give him an A, and the reason why I say that is just like my man said, you didn't hear a lot about him. But one thing I did notice last night, and I went back and looked at it, 4 of the 6 D linemen for North Dakota State are 6-year football players. Think about that for a second. 6 years in college, and he is a true freshman. And based off what you just showed the stats, 41 pass blocks, and he only gave up 2 allowed pressures, but he didn't give up no sacks. I think that's awesome. I think he's training like the kid from Alabama did last year, which is what they wanted anyway. So I give him an A.
Okay. All right, DC, if you're there, what is your grade for Jordan Seaton? How did you see him?
B+. Good job. I agree with Phil. If they're not talking about you, You generally pretty much are quietly doing your job, which is a good thing. So thumbs up to Jordan Seaton. Great job.
All right. Him. What is your grade for Jordan Seaton? And what did you think about Jordan Seaton? He got an A+, right? I'm sure, because you're a Colorado fan.
B+, but the whole line, everybody besides that center get a B+. That center is horrible. They got.
Hank Zalinkis is no good.
No, he's no good. He got beat
Harry,
out.
Can I ask him a quick question?
Yeah.
How do you feel about Tyler Brown playing at the tackle position? Personally, I thought
Tyler Brown might need to go to
guard.
center. He might need to go to center, and they need to bring in the kid from Clemson, and they need to bench the white boy center.
Oh, now you're racist.
No. He's not white. He's just a center. That's it. He plays for Colorado. There's no color. He just plays the center position. Hank Zalinkis is his name.
We need a black guy over there because that boy's soft, right? Oh my gosh, you guys are something else. He's light skinned.
Listen. They need guys on the offensive line that's not gonna wear sleeves when it's cold, Harry. Trust me. They gonna come in handy soon.
I forgot about that.
Oh God!
I'm telling you, if the offensive line don't wear sleeves, you already know what's up. But if they're gonna have them sleeves on out there when it get cold, I don't trust them.
Boy, all right, guys. So let's get up out here, but let's do predictions, score predictions. How we see Nebraska going? We're gonna start with you, Coach McKinney. How do we see Nebraska going overall? And tell me what your score prediction is.
All right. With a true freshman quarterback and what they brought back this year, they've added some numbers. I still believe CU can win the game. I'm going to put the score kind of similar to what I put this game last night. I'm going to go with 36 to 27.
Okay, 36 to 27.
And write it down so that way we can see who right next week.
Okay.
Make a note of it, Harry. Yeah, make a note of it so we can see who right next week, Harry.
All right, so Coach McKinney is 36 to 27.
Yeah.
36. Hold on, let me put it 36 to 27. All right, Phil, your turn. Tell me what your predictions are, please, sir.
I'm gonna go 31-24 Nebraska.
31 to 24. Nebraska's gonna win, you said?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, this is starting to get exciting here.
Hey, you saving this, right? Just make sure you save this.
Yeah, I'm putting it in the comments, so hopefully I'll be able to see the comments. But all right, so let's get you, DC. What is your score predictions? How you see Nebraska going?
Nebraska wins 35-24.
35 to 24.
Hey, do y'all come on this channel just to troll, or y'all be serious? Bro?
Oh, I'm serious because check this out. Watch this, him. Have you watched any other Nebraska game besides the one against Colorado last year? Any?
No,
you didn't. So you're making an assessment of a team on one game, but you never watched any other game because guess what? While CU is better this year, they got better too.
Yeah, but they defense ain't get better as our offense got.
And I'm gonna keep telling y'all this. Tua won offensive MVP player of the game as a freshman for Bama. Y'all keep saying these freshman quarterbacks cannot do stuff and understand.
Yeah, but you see what the team you're saying? You're talking about Bama that's surrounded by some of the best NFL receivers. Are you talking about Nebraska? So come on, man. Y'all gotta stop with it. Y'all gotta stop with it.
Can you name one wide receiver from Nebraska? Have you seen any? Did you watch any of the spring games?
Jalen Waddle. I know they're not Devontae Smith, and I know they're not what's the receiver name who played for Henry Ruggs and John. I know they're not those first round receivers. I know that much. Am I correct?
Bro.
Yes,
check
you're
this
correct,
out.
Him.
Can I say this to you, Timothy? If you look at the CSU's quarterback last year, he wasn't all that. He exposed some stuff on Colorado. And then the last thing I'm going to sit here and say to you is that the quarterback for Stanford wasn't a world beater, and understand to a point where he lit you up, because this is why I'm saying what I'm saying to you. I agree with you ultimately in theory, but the same weakness that Colorado had in the secondary last year is there this year. and you best believe they're going to spoil. And then the last thing I'm going to say, because I made my prediction, is
I disagree with that first of all, but you
I'm
keep
sure
going.
you
Go
do.
ahead.
I'm sure you do.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sure you do, and that's fine. What I'm also going to say to you is that do you not realize is that for the rest of the season, except maybe for one game, most of the coaching staffs are going to be better than you.
I disagree with that too. First of all, what y'all gotta stop doing is saying what your heart believe and not what your eyes and your head believe.
Look at him. What is your score prediction? Let's get you on the record.
Okay, it's 34-17 Colorado.
34-17
Colorado.
Colorado. All right, him. We got
Tim,
Yard.
what is your overall prediction for the season? What's your overall
Hold
prediction?
on. No, we're not
Nine
doing that right now. Hold on.
8-4.
Seem like
I'll put it
nobody.
out
It's
there.
like
8-4.
Oh, so he's like me. He's 8-4.
8-4.
Okay.
Win the Big 12.
Yardman is 27-15 for Nebraska. DC is 35-24 Nebraska. Phil, you're 31-24 Nebraska. Coach McKinney is 36-27 for CU. And
wait, Harry, you going to Nebraska?
No. I was just Coach McKinney was 20. See, I'm going CU, but right now, I say CU wins by 3 points.
Give me the score because I'm typing it down as well. What's the score?
So, I would say CU is going to score within the 30 points range. So whatever 20 points is, but Nebraska is whatever 3 points is.
34-31. Then we'll just
34-31. Yeah, 34-31, Harry. Yeah.
Harry, I'm begging you, man. We got to do a Nebraska scream tomorrow. I got to see this. I got to see what y'all see. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Y'all want me to come on here so we can spaz out?
Yeah, we got to do a Nebraska scream because there's too many people leaving Nebraska, and you still got a pretty good offer.
All right.
Hey,
so what
by
time is Nebraska
that time,
game?
I'm gonna be drunk. I'm gonna be drunk by whatever time that game come on. So it might get demonetized. I'm just gonna let you know now, Harry.
If you can just keep it PG-13 or PG-17, I'll be fine. Hold on. What time is Nebraska game? Hold on. Let me look it up.
I'm about to pull it up myself as well.
Yeah, Nebraska. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. Nebraska football schedule 2024.
What you got, Shantae? Hold on. What you got, Shantae? What's your score, Shantae? Prime effect. What we gonna do? What's the score?
Oh, Tim.
What's the score?
Let's get Tim. Tim, what's your score prediction for Nebraska?
What's the spread?
Don't worry about the spread. I don't want you to be influenced. I don't want you to be influenced.
Who they playing?
UTEP. Oh no! I'm saying no. I'm saying CU score prediction against Nebraska. That's our next game.
I look at it as the same as last year, man. I think we're gonna improve on the defensive side of the ball. We cannot go in there and play man-to-man coverage like we did against
Tim, just give me your score, brother. Give me your score.
I say 34-17.
34-17.
Same as me.
All right. So Tim is 34. Oh, Phil, you say you writing that stuff down?
Yeah, I just texted to you.
You got Tim on there for 34-17?
Ooh, Nebraska ended that schedule. Ooh, Nebraska don't get embarrassed they last 5 games.
But guess what? It don't matter. They only playing Colorado once. So all that really don't matter.
You just worry about them beating Colorado. You just want them to beat Colorado. That's it.
No. I don't want them to do anything. If I put money on it, then I want whatever the outcome to be. But I'm just telling you what I think is gonna happen.
Harry, one quick question. Harry, one quick question. Since y'all believe so much in Nebraska, how much they beat UTEP by tomorrow?
I'll answer that question. I don't know Matt Rule's style when it comes to those quote unquote cupcake games. I don't know if he'd like to run the score up or not, but I think they are. I'll put it to you like this. I don't think UTEP is going to score more than 14 points, and I think Nebraska will score at least 30 points. How about that?
Well, Nebraska is favored by 27.5 points, and the points, and the over/under on total points is 48.5.
Nebraska's favored to beat us, guys. Just so y'all know.
Who cares?
Nebraska's favorite to beat us.
That's good money. TCU's favorite to beat us too.
They're favored by 7.
Favorite to beat us.
According to On3, they're favored by 7 points to beat Colorado by 7 points.
Wow.
So here, who are the four teams you think are gonna beat? Who are the 4 teams that you think are gonna beat Colorado this year?
Hold on, before you answer that question.
Nebraska's that good.
Before you answer that question, hold on, guys. Hey, Peter Investor, I need to get your CU versus Nebraska score prediction. Surf, I need to get your score prediction for Nebraska versus CU. Gerald D, I need to get your score prediction. Yardman, I think I got Yardman. Yeah, I got Yardman already. Prime Effect 101, I need to get your score prediction for Nebraska versus CU. We're almost out of here. Let's get that on there. I'll wait for you to type that in, and then we'll write it down. All right, so Peter Investor, I need your score prediction. Nebraska versus CU score predictions. All right, go ahead. What was you saying? You were saying something.
No, I wanted to ask Timothy, who are the 4 teams that he thinks will beat Colorado?
Kansas State, Arizona, Oklahoma State, and Kansas.
Okay, and why? What attributes about those 4 teams make you feel like they're going to be the ones that?
I'm going out based off what they kept and what I saw last year. They teams are pretty much better than our teams, and we should lose those games. I don't see nothing from Nebraska that changed, but a quarterback that everybody hoping on.
I want to be very clear. That was not a setup question. I honestly just wanted to know how you felt about it. I have no pushback or argument with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't either. I can't push back on it either. I wouldn't.
I can't wait till tomorrow. I don't even want to talk about next week. I want to see this kid against UTEP tomorrow to see what y'all believe in.
No. But you keep saying we believe. It's not about what we believe. We just know that they're not a terrible team. So, but what are you looking to see? What are you going to be looking for tomorrow?
A terrible team when a terrible team that we had beat them easily last year.
What are you looking for? What are you looking to see tomorrow?
I'm saying the easiest win that we had with a 4-8 horrible offensive line, no defense team last year, we beat them easily. So y'all telling me a freshman quarterback going to come in and change that? I want to see it.
Where's the game going to be played?
You're looking at it like you're looking at it in the wrong way.
Right.
They didn't have a quarterback last year, right? We're saying
how do you know they got one now?
That's a 5-star high school quarterback.
You know how many 5-star quarterbacks didn't pan out?
You're about to put yourself in a hole. We're high on Juju because you can't speak highly on Juju being a 5-star.
I'm not high on Juju. I think he's
Dylan Raiola, who is also a 5-star, is no good. So what are we talking about?
Juju, bro. I think he's too small. Y'all ain't high on Juju.
Well, I'm just saying the CU fan base is high on Juju. So if you're going to talk badly about 5-stars, we got to be fair.
They was Bryce Underwood and every other quarterback was going for it. They high on anybody we go for.
I don't know if I got Peter Investor's numbers yet. Maybe he had to sign off real quick, but I got Prime Effect CU by 2 TDs. I got Gerald D 34-14, and I believe that's CU. CU's gonna win. Hold up, was that CU? Did you say CU? Prime Effect, how many numbers are you giving me? You said 42-28. Okay, that's 2 TDs.
They're going for CU. Hey, so since we're talking about being excited for tomorrow in Nebraska, are there any games tomorrow outside of teams that will be playing against Colorado that y'all are looking forward to? Just in general.
You can look at
I'm looking at all the ranked teams.
Colorado State to see what they're gonna look like because we're gonna play them in week 3.
They play
I
Texas.
I care less about Colorado
Big
State.
12 teams. Big 12
Georgia Clemson. Georgia Clemson is what I want to see.
That'll be a fun one.
I want to see Penn State.
Ain't been good. Come on, man.
Yeah. Georgia Clemson. I need Dabo to get beat. I hate him.
I call him Dabo Luther King, man. I can't stand Dabo either.
Man. I can't stand that hypocrite wannabe.
Wait, Dabo Luther King?
Yeah, he swear he a preacher, man.
He a Tammy Faye Baker fake butt, and I hate him.
What is wrong with y'all football fans?
Because
it's real down here.
Because he talked like he's such a dang on Christian, but then when Black Lives Matter come out, oh, y'all players need to just shut up and play football. Oh, really? But you got a team full of black players, though. But yet, everybody wants to praise him. I can't stand it.
He wants to go to the billionaire mindset and continue this conversation.
DC, did we say Clemson like darn near like a cult? You got to watch
Yeah,
out for Clemson, man. They darn near like a cult with Dabo, man. Like for real.
yeah,
They
man. I
are.
can't stand
Hey,
Dabo.
Phil, I said it. I said Clemson can possibly pull an upset, man.
Hey,
They
real quick.
can because
I hope
because
Clemson.
Georgia's offensive line is what excuse me,
I
the
hope
defensive line
Clemson
isn't what
get
it used to
blowed
be,
out
but I don't
all.
know.
I
I'm
got a
praying
quick
Clemson get
question.
blowed out all year.
You're right,
What's
Coach. I got a question for Tim though. Tim, what's the LSU SC score? Tell me what you got.
Oh, that's a good question. I like that one. Go ahead. What you got,
Say
Tim?
what? What'd he
What?
say?
LSU versus USC. What's your score prediction? LSU USC.
I feel like LSU will win by LSU. I feel like LSU will win by 2 touchdowns or more.
Okay.
Coach McKinney, what do you think about the LSU USC score?
Ooh, I'm sitting here. I don't know.
And Himothy,
One
you
thing about
too,
USC,
man.
they gonna have
Yeah.
an offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gonna have an
DC,
offense
what are
now.
you doing over there?
Question.
No.
Now we
Yeah.
ain't got to worry about folks saying we haters or lovers of CU. We ain't even talk about CU. We can just talk about ball now without having to worry about
Right.
what
Like
other
real
folks got
quick,
to say.
Himothy, what do you see on that game, LSU and USC? Who you got?
I don't know personally.
LSU should win, but I don't know their new coach. I don't trust him. Chip Kelly is not a good coach, so it's
Hey,
up in the
hey,
air.
let's
Wait a
do this
minute. Wait a
right.
minute. Wait a
Hey,
minute.
look
Wait a
at your
minute. What's
screen.
your
Hold on.
definition of not a good coach?
Hold on. Look at your
Go
screen.
ahead.
Oh, this should be
DC,
fun right here, real quick. Go forward.
DC, look at your screen. DC, who you got? The number one tomorrow, at 12 p.m. Who you got? Clemson, Georgia.
I got Georgia by 2 TDs.
All right, I got
I
Georgia
got
by 1 touchdown. All right,
I got Georgia by
Phil,
3.
who you got?
Georgia by 13.
By 13. All right, Coach McKinney, what you say?
Georgia by 3 touchdowns.
Tim, who you got?
I got Clemson by 3.
Wow. Okay, him, who
You
you
smoking
got?
crack.
Georgia by 2.
Georgia by 2. Okay, I got Georgia by 1 touchdown. All right, we're going over to Penn State, West Virginia. DC, who you got? No, we're gonna start with him. Who you got?
Ooh.
Penn State by 7.
Penn State by 7. Tim, who you got? All right, Tim is Coach McKinney. Who you got?
Question: is that game at West Virginia?
Yeah, it's in West Virginia. It's
Penn
in West
State.
Virginia. It's in West Virginia. Yeah.
All right, Penn State by 3.
I got Penn State by 17. They're gonna win by 17. 17 points.
Whoa.
Tim, are you here? Are you still there? Tim is still down here. Okay. DC, who you got? Penn State, West Virginia.
Penn State by a touchdown.
By a touchdown. All right, we're moving on to Illinois State and Iowa.
Iowa by 50.
Iowa by the good games, man. That's gonna
Iowa
be
by
these are
50.
blowout games right here, man.
Yeah.
Keep scrolling down. Oh, wait. Hold on. That Oklahoma State game now. Pay
South
attention
Dakota
because
State. Yeah, I'm watching that one.
South Dakota State is the equivalent of
want to talk about
NDSU.
Chattanooga and Tennessee.
Oh no, that's Tennessee.
Go back. You said who? Send it. South Dakota State.
South Dakota State is the equivalent of North Dakota State. Yeah, they've won the FCS.
South Dakota State is
who they playing?
No.
Who they playing?
South Dakota
Oklahoma
State is the new face of the FCS.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you
I'm
look at this
watching that
game,
one.
this is gonna say a lot.
Yeah, so this is the game. South Dakota State is the game. They're number 1, and NDSU is number 2.
I want to know is Coach McKinney gonna even leave the couch tomorrow?
No. Listen, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all what's so funny, fellas. So I decided not to coach football this season. I took some time off. I have a trucking company, so I'm a truck driver. I'm actually coming in home back to Charlotte right now from DC. I'm in the DC area. I just told my fiance I am literally, if I can't sit in the house and watch TV, I am going to get a hotel room and lock myself up so I can watch the games. So you're
hey,
right.
Coach.
What?
Hey, Coach, listen. I got my wife trained. She already know what the deal is. Labor Day weekend is a holiday weekend for me. I start Thursday and I go all the way to Tuesday. I'm gonna have 2 TVs set up in the living room. I'm gonna get up at 4:30 to get my grill hot. I'm gonna start grilling. I'm gonna do some ribs, some chicken, some sausage, all that kind of stuff, man. I'm going down.
I'm not cooking nothing. I told my fiance because everybody been calling me. I grill a lot, so all my friends love when I grill. I said I am not cooking till Sunday. I'll cook. I'm not doing nothing Saturday. I ain't doing nothing Monday. I'll grill on Sunday, and that is it. So if you call me tomorrow, you might get a message saying if it's an emergency, dial 911 because Coach McKinney is dead.
And see, for me this weekend, Labor Day weekend is my birthday weekend. So every year it is a ritual. Yeah, I'll be 28.
You sound like Prime Effect.
Yeah. Boy,
that was smooth. How you turn that lie? That lie was smooth, boy.
You said that real quick.
That lie was smooth, boy. That like a glass of Hennessy. That thing was smooth.
But seriously though, so my ritual is just like that. Even though I'm no longer a drinker and stuff like that, but I am going to sit back and eat good healthy stuff these days, and I'm gonna watch the crap out of some football. I'm gonna sit back and think about Timothy's prediction. I'm gonna watch Nebraska, think about Timothy going, they suck.
Yeah, I'm gonna put something on the barbecue pit for Nebraska tomorrow. I gotta watch this.
Oh man,
all my cooking is gonna be done by 11:30, so I can take a shower and then sit on this sofa and not get up.
Hey, Phil, explain your graphic I got on the screen.
I mean, it says what it says. 4 Big 12 teams played FCS opponents last night. One of these things is not like the other. I'm just pointing it out.
Him and Coach McKinney. This one is for y'all.
What that graphic don't say is the team that the others. No, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Who the other teams played? Let's talk about that.
Oh Lord.
You don't want to talk about that.
You know what?
That's why I don't like graphics like this. They don't tell the whole story.
But guess what, though? 2 things can be true.
Look at the score, though.
Those are the numbers. And yes, Colorado did play the toughest team. But I think it's fair to say Colorado should, at the very least, based off of how y'all make it out to be, should be the second best team of those 4 Big 12 teams. I think it's fair to say Utah is, head and shoulders above Colorado.
Let's do this. Who the UCF plays? Please, let's pull it up.
Yeah,
I'm pulling it up now.
Let's do that. Let's do that real quick.
Give me just a second, Harry.
UCF, it played Connecticut. It played Connecticut.
No. UCF played New Hampshire.
And who the
That's the school of the deaf and the blind.
Linwood. Lindenwood is who Kansas plays.
You gotta have a Brill feel.
Yeah, they play the school. The school of the deaf and the blind, and Kansas played the school with no arms.
Hey, we cannot be. Are you trolling? Because they're not.
Y'all killing me, man.
Oh my gosh.
They play Popeye's Biscuit University. I get it.
There you go. No.
All right.
What we say? BP. The BP Tigers.
All right. Who the Kansas play? Please.
Lindenwood.
Who the UU? What is UU? Who's UU? University of
Utah University.
Oh, are you talking about Lindenwood out of South Carolina?
Yes. No. This Lindenwood is out of St. Louis.
St. Louis. That's not South Carolina.
So
okay, I'm finna say
Utah played an FCS team and beat them 49-0. Who did they play, please?
South Utah.
South Utah.
That was a help me game.
And CU played North Dakota State. So I mean, but that's okay. So we're just saying all the other teams were very bad, so it doesn't matter. Is that what we're saying?
All those other teams never reached nowhere near the FCS conference title. No title, no nothing.
Playoffs.
Nothing.
I'll give you that. So my question to you is this: is the Oklahoma State versus South Dakota State game going to be a more fair comparison for Colorado based off who they play?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll rock with that.
Okay. So let's say hypothetically speaking, Oklahoma State goes in and let's say they beat them by 20.
Okay.
How would you feel then about how Colorado handled the game?
I got Oklahoma State beat Colorado.
I don't feel no difference because Oklahoma State did not bring in 42 transfers. They brought in everybody they still had from last year. They lost one guy to us, so I'm not comparing the two.
I'll give you one better. Who they was playing week 0? They came back to was it Montana?
You're breaking up.
School week 0. What was that? Was it Montana?
Montana.
Wait a minute. You're asking what? You're asking what FCS school won last week?
Yes. Was it Montana over New Mexico, something like that?
You're correct. You're correct. It
Okay.
was.
So what I'm saying, a school like Montana is way better than those schools you just named.
That is a true statement. But the stats.
That's what I'm saying. You can't put some of those FCS schools up.
Well, Colorado allowed 449 yards of offense, and these schools combined, 3 of those schools, 513 yards total. So that means our defense sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Or North Dakota State offense is good.
They didn't play nobody, guys.
All right. Y'all win.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about. Who North Dakota State? Do North Dakota State play any other FBS school this year? Or it was the only one.
I can look it up real quick. I can look it up.
Let's finish our list real quick.
Go ahead.
South Dakota State, Oklahoma State. Who you got?
South Dakota State.
You got South Dakota State. Oklahoma State.
I'm gonna rock the boat. I'm taking South Dakota State over Oklahoma State.
Word?
Wait, is they running back suspended or is he playing?
You putting him on upset watch?
Oh, he playing because Gandhi don't believe in punching nobody for getting the DUI, so he playing.
Okay, yeah, I got Oklahoma State by 14 plus.
Oklahoma State. Go ahead, Tim.
I'm going with Coach on this. South Dakota State, they won the FCS championship last season, and you never know what you're gonna get out of Oklahoma State sometimes. So
thank you.
I'm gonna ride with South Dakota on this one right here because I know they're gonna be fundamentally sound come game 1.
I might have to go live early just to see what's going on out here.
You gotta go live. You gotta go live.
Early before. Yeah, I might have to go live before that Notre Dame. I mean that Nebraska game. All right, we'll see. All right. Colorado State versus Texas. You got Colorado State?
Texas is gonna win by 50, dude. Like it's it may not be 50, but it's gonna be at least 20.
Let's do this one a little differently.
I want Texas beat him so bad that he quit.
Let's do this one differently. Who thinks the game is gonna be close, or Colorado State's gonna keep it close?
No
one
against Texas.
The game will be close when it's 0-0 when the game starts.
Yeah, the game gonna be close when they out there warming up.
Well, to be fair, Texas did lose a lot to the NFL, so we don't really know.
Don't even fix your hymns. Don't fix your mouth to say that.
I'm talking about far as skill players, defensive linemen.
Do not fix your mouth to say that, bro.
I didn't say Texas was going to lose. I just said it might not be.
I don't care if they lost their whole squad to the NFL. What they got down the pipeline.
I got Texas by 13.
It's good.
Well, you got Texas by what?
By 13.
I
13
got
points?
100.
Yeah, by 13 points.
I think Colorado State's going to score a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, they got an NFL receiver over there. They're going to score a touchdown.
Hey, Harry, put this down for me. 62 to 10.
They're going to shut him down.
What you said, 62 to what?
62 to 10.
62 to 10. Wow.
Yeah.
DC, what do you have? What's the score? What's your score prediction?
I'm going to say 52-17.
52-17. Wow.
Man.
Phil, how did you have it?
I just said about 20.
Yeah, I did know Texas lost a lot of these skilled players, right?
Yeah, but I think CSU sucks too.
Hey, where are you from?
I'm from Texas.
You are, so you already know about Texas high school football.
Yeah, but I know Texas Longhorns ain't really been good in a long time.
Texas. You from Texas, so you know Texas high school football.
Yeah,
Harry,
of course.
Okay,
Harry,
so you know the caliber of players that they recruit out of this state, right?
Yeah, but most of them left the state.
Let me get Coach McKinnon's score. What's your score?
55-10.
55-10. What do you have?
I say 33-20.
33-20. And Tim, could you say your score if you didn't say it already?
Hims be on one, bro.
What do you? How do you have it?
62-10.
62.
So based on what I said, hold on, Harry. If Texas don't score over 50 points, y'all can say they kind of overrated, right? Because you don't say they're gonna score with 50.
Hey, if the hold on one second. Hey, Timothy, repeat that score one more time for Texas and Colorado State.
3-20.
What'd he say? What did he say?
83-20. Texas by 13.
You
That
probably
mean
need
that they gonna beat the brakes off of us come week
to.
3.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. If that's the score, then they're going to beat Colorado. No
That
question
was a
about
close
that.
game. Wait. That was a close game, TSU last year. We didn't beat the hell out of them last year.
But
We
if
barely
they
beat them.
if they
What is
limit
Texas ranked?
We would
Texas
have
is
if they
ranked
hadn't
what?
been if the referee would have called out them cheap shots.
Texas is ranked 4th. If they hang with Texas like that, they're going to beat Colorado.
Texas is
There
ranked
ain't no
4th
question.
based off of last year. They not ranked 4th based off of this year. They're ranked
No.
4th like Nebraska is ranked based off of last year. Not
Texas
this
is
year.
ranked number 4 this year.
Based off of last year.
Okay,
Well,
just say going off of last year
okay.
into this season.
Listen,
It don't matter.
He's right.
It
The
don't
preseason
matter.
ranking comes off of last year, but at the end of the day,
Wow.
No, you
Colorado
can't
State-
say that. When most
Colorado
of their
State is
players
not
got
finna hang.
drafted.
Colorado State ain't finna hang with no Texas. You really
They
think
whole defensive
Texas-
line, hold on, Sweat and Byron Murphy, they both in the NFL, right? The
Guys,
cornerback is in the NFL. Sweat and Byron Murphy dig this guy.
guys, hold on. Listen, though. Like, I get it. If certain programs, when guys graduate, there's a drop-off. You think Steve Sarkisian, who was under Nick Saban and was with Kirby Smart and who's trying to win the SEC, he's going to have a drop-off after this year? After he
I
lost
just
to
said
the
I'm from
NFL?
Texas. Texas football just got back relevant. I'm from Texas, bro.
Hey,
Listen
which
to me.
one of the
Steve
Heisman?
Sarkisian, he picked up some kids from Alabama. When Nick Saban left, that team is going to be really good. They're going to compete.
Okay, we're gonna see tomorrow. That's the good thing about English y'all saying. Tomorrow we're gonna see. That's the good thing.
Going to see
hold on. Let me jump in real quick. I totally understand what you're saying. You're not saying that Texas is gonna suck. You're just saying there's gonna be a drop off slightly from last year.
It's going to be a drop off.
I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. You're saying based off of what they lost, you don't feel like they have enough to be as good as they were last year. I ain't got no issue with that. I still think that score is gonna be higher than what you think, but I ain't got no issue with it.
Yo, Ohio State is playing Akron tomorrow. I think Akron got it.
Skill.
Now that's 50 plus. That's a 50 to something score right there.
But Ohio State, they like to run the score from time to time. So
they're going to put up 50 plus.
And they got Chip Kelly. They got Chip Kelly or one of the Kellys as an coordinator. Come on.
Oh, but we got a game though. We got a game.
I'm listening. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, come Monday, I want you to be on
Ron 10 is back.
Do not.
No, we're gonna be on here tomorrow, Harry. I don't know what your life is like. You gotta go live tomorrow. We gotta talk about this tomorrow.
I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow because y'all are trying to hype this up.
Okay,
so
y'all hyping this up.
We're gonna be score watching tomorrow. We're gonna be score watching.
Yeah, we need a scoreboard live. We need a scoreboard live stream tomorrow. Scoreboard live.
We're gonna be scoreboard live streaming tomorrow because we also got Miami and Florida. So who you got on this one?
Miami by 10.
I got Miami
by 10.
I got Miami.
And
Carmoni starts and shuts down Miami.
Carmoni ain't even dressing out.
He ain't even dressing out.
Carmoni gonna be walking around the stands with penny loafers on. So
Hey, listen. I have something to say about that. I want you all to know that you should not be talking like that because you're offending me and you're offending Harry when you're talking about his favorite player in college football.
That's right.
I apologize.
Okay, then.
And Ron came right on time too for that one.
My bad.
Okay, then he'll have on some wing tips. Then I'll change. My bad.
Hey Harry.
Yeah.
Hey, ask Ron what his prediction is on that Colorado Texas game.
Colorado, Texas. We don't play Texas. Oh, you talking about CSU?
I mean Colorado
State.
Yeah.
Colorado State.
Colorado. Listen,
Yeah.
Colorado State has improved this year. They may be within 40. maybe within 40, and that's with the middle school players playing from Texas.
Wow.
Hey, listen, Colorado State, they
maybe
don't have
I'm
just gonna say I'll say that they'll be within 40.
Maybe Coach Norvell's wife will coach the game since she's so fired up to get mad at people, and they might win. They might play a little bit better.
Well, maybe so, but they don't have a chance.
The families are off limit. The families are off limit.
Okay, not his wife. We'll talk about Norvell.
Yeah, the families are off limit. Let's leave them alone.
My bad.
Hey, UT Martin and Kansas State. Who you got?
Ooh. Oh, UT Martin versus Kansas State. Kansas State can win there.
Man, Kansas State.
Kansas
Come on, man.
State.
Chill out.
Yeah, that's not even a game to pick on.
Hey, if it's
Kansas
one
State.
Kansas State.
Hey,
And for the record, I got Miami by 15. I got me at 17. I got Miami by 17 against Florida.
Oh wait, who Miami playing? They got a lot of hype on them.
Miami is playing
Florida.
Oh,
In the swamp, though. In the swamp.
I got feeling Florida might win that game. Oh boy,
Florida
Job is on the line.
in that game. In Gainesville too. I got Florida.
Yeah, I got Florida on that one.
What you
Cam
got,
Ward is
Ron?
going to show why he's.
What you
Cam
got,
Ward
Ron?
going to show out tomorrow.
Oh boy,
What you got, Ron?
Too.
Hold on.
Florida and Miami.
Hey, so that's an upset watch, right? We on upset watch.
I'm going with
upset. Florida
Miami is break number 19.
Oh yeah, that's upset. That's upset watch.
I'm going with you. Miami.
Miami.
I'm going. I think Kwamani's going to start.
Kwamani's not even on the 3
Miami.
deep, let alone the 2 deep. He's not playing.
He's not on the roster. Yeah, he ain't playing tomorrow. No, he's not playing.
Oh, man,
I told you, he'll be at the stadium. Hey, Harry, hold on 1 second. Cormani will be at the stadium tomorrow. He's just gonna have a rack of Cokes going around selling them. Get your peanuts. Hot dogs.
If he's
Coke.
I'm gonna remember this day.
If Kwamani's not
I'm
playing,
messing with you, Ron. I'm messing with you. I do hope he plays.
I know.
I'm messing with you, Ron.
When he gets
Hey, Miami got some transfers in, right? Didn't Miami get a running back, quarterback, and all receivers and all that come in?
Yeah, they got the running back out of Oregon State, and then Cam Ward from Washington State came down.
Yeah,
and
Cam
Ward,
got a receiver from somewhere.
I got Miami tomorrow.
I think he was out of Florida.
Or USC or somewhere. We're gonna see.
Florida head coach job is on the line. He is in trouble. He don't do nothing else. He don't do nothing else. He got to beat Miami. He can beat Miami. He's like, because the SEC schedule is crucial for him. So
that's a fact.
A Miami win gives him a little leeway. Like, hey, I might not have a great season, but we beat Miami.
Well,
that's a fact.
Who you got? Alabama and Western Kentucky?
Western Kentucky, Alabama by 30.
The School of the Blind.
I have Alabama by 40, and that Jalen Milroe will make a Heisman statement in this game.
Okay, here we go. All right, Ole Miss and Furman. Who you got?
Really,
Skip, man. Come on. Keep it pushing.
Notre Dame and Texas A&M.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's
a good one.
A good game.
I think Texas A&M might get it by 3. I think Texas A&M by 3. I like Mike Elko.
Notre Dame on that.
See, that's what's wrong. See, right, and see, Harry,
Notre Dame by 10.
I got to get on the field because he ain't supporting our black coaches.
Right,
how dare
he ain't black, dude. He ain't black.
How
he ain't black.
Light skin
He's a
counts.
black man.
Light
he ain't
skin
black.
counts.
He ain't
Light
Deion
skin counts.
He ain't. Yeah, there you go. He black, but he ain't black. You know what I'm saying? He black.
Black.
But he ain't black.
It's like his cousin.
Hey, all jokes aside, though, we do need to support him and Sharon Moore.
What up, AK?
And Brown, the cat up at Syracuse, and Jay Norvell. We need to support our black coaches, Franklin, up at Penn State.
Jay Norvell can go jump in a well.
He can go. Exactly.
No, if we gonna be pro black, we gonna be pro black now.
No,
if we gonna be pro black, we gonna be pro black.
Not where Jay Norvell is concerned. Jay Norvell is out of my book. I don't even see his name.
I'm like Kendrick Lamar. Jay Norvell's like Trey. I cringe when he said the N word.
I vote Jay Norvell NAACP awards now.
There you go. Coach of the year for the NAACP
awards. We're almost done. Let's stay focused, guys. Fresno State, Michigan.
Michigan by 20.
Michigan by 20. Anybody else chiming in?
Hey, Michigan.
I say more than that.
I don't know. I don't know if it's by 20, but Michigan's going to win.
Oregon and Idaho.
Oregon by 50.
Oregon by 25 or more.
Yo, this is their first. Is this their first
they
game?
They don't play for clicks. They don't play for clicks. So he gonna try to put up 100. They don't play for clicks over there in Oregon.
All right, Arizona plays New Mexico.
That's gonna be a good one in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Arizona wins, but that'll be a good
Arizona win by 14, man.
Exactly.
All right, USC LSU.
Ooh, that's a good one.
LSU, man, you know it's the Tiger
I don't know.
LSU by 17 or more.
Hey, those guys, listen, those commits that USC was getting were leaving there like that boat was sinking. I don't know what the heck that coach, I don't know what he said or did or what word was going around, but guys were leaving there like fleas from a dog. I'm telling you, they were hopping out of there for some reason.
So
I don't like how.
Are they getting embarrassed tomorrow?
No,
I don't think USC get embarrassed, but I don't think
it's somewhere between a 3 to 6 point margin.
So these are two ranked teams. We're gonna find out tomorrow if USC is misranked, whether they should be ranked or not. Because Florida State got embarrassed. So
man, they not like us, bro.
Exactly. They not like us.
All right. So finally, we got Boston College. Boston. If it was basketball, then I'll probably I would say Boston College, but Boston College and Florida State.
Hey, Boston College is gonna play Florida State hard, but I think Florida State got to redeem himself after last week.
DJ, he got to redeem himself, or he's a bust. He won't make it to the NFL if he doesn't.
So let me ask you a question though. How strong is your ranking if you're ranked top 10 and then get beat and you drop off the rankings? How strong is how do they believe? They don't believe in you, right?
If they, hey, listen, if Georgia loses a game, they're not getting. They'll still be ranked in 25.
Exactly.
25.
That's
Michigan,
what I'm saying.
Alabama, they continue to be ranked. Those guys that they put up there, and they lose a game and they fall off. Those guys were just fillers. They didn't really believe it. They were just fillers.
Exactly. How do you lose one game and fall out of the top 10? You're ranked top 10 and you lose one game and you fall out of the whole ranking?
Hey, what's Florida? Florida still
about money, guys. It's all about money and marketing. You put a Florida State in. If you put a Florida State in the top 25 like they did, you got the state of Florida watching the games and stuff. And then on top of that, they played in Ireland against Georgia Tech. If that was an unranked game, ain't nobody watching that game. If it was just Florida State, Georgia Tech, and neither one of them was ranked, ain't nobody gonna watch that game. But because Florida State was ranked, it's all about money and marketing. These teams, these big name programs, gotta have some ranking behind them. Because if they don't, a lot of people are not gonna sit and watch it. The average person who is not a diehard football fan is not gonna watch two unranked teams. But you throw a ranking on them. Oh, I'm gonna check that out. That looks like it's gonna be a good game. Number 10 versus number 14, or number 5 versus number.
Florida State was 13-0 last year, Coach. Come on now.
Well, Coach McKinney.
Florida State ranked?
Florida State is out of the ranking.
But Coach McKinney.
Florida State is no longer ranked.
But Coach McKinney, I watched two garbage teams last night that wasn't ranked. I'm messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. You know. I know. I'm messing with you.
We left you alone. You trying to bring us back?
Hey, that might be the best
He
team.
Somebody's in the
Alabama makes
can.
No matter what you say, they want to know. So
I didn't even say Colorado though. See, I could have sit back and said it was Utah and Southern Utah. See,
yeah,
I know one thing: if Nebraska lose tomorrow, it's gonna be some explaining tomorrow. So y'all better pray they win.
Hey, let's get off this hot. Let's get off the line. But what the heck are you looking for tomorrow? What are you trying to see tomorrow?
Let's see. Based on what Nebraska added, is they as scary as people trying to make them seem?
What if
because everybody that here
tomorrow? Then will you be convinced?
If they don't win by 21 tomorrow, I'm not convinced.
But that's what you think the improvement gave them?
No, I'm saying
what if they just win the game in a solid way? Just win the game.
Nah, UTEP trash. They should beat UTEP by 21. If y'all say they good, it's y'all say they is.
Nobody.
I don't
I'm
think
in
I don't
Texas,
think
bro.
they're gonna beat UTEP by 21, but I'm
That's-
looking for Dylan Raiola, see how he handles the college pressure. I'm
There
looking
you
at
go. There you go.
I'm gonna also be looking at number 18. I think he's a freshman wide receiver. He can flat out fly. He showed glimpses of it in the spring game. So I'm gonna be paying attention to them too. But they bringing back what 18 or 19 players from last season. So
yeah, and they're bringing back a lot of freshmen too.
They bringing back a lot of players that we made look bad last year.
All right, this is the final question. If y'all were to see any of the upsets, if we were to have any upsets tomorrow, who's most likely to upset a big team tomorrow, based on their schedule? Who is most likely to have
Alabama get upset?
To upset? You think Alabama's the most likely to get upset?
I mean,
I was just messing with Phil and DT.
I would say Oklahoma State. I say Oklahoma State getting beat by South Dakota. That one is one to watch.
I don't think that's. I think that could happen, but I don't think that would be considered an upset because South Dakota State is a ding.
Yes,
right, but Oklahoma State is ranked.
See it happening.
But Oklahoma State is
Florida
ranked.
beating Miami.
Oklahoma State is not ranked. Well, hold on, their ranking is not up here though.
Yeah, they are.
They're ranked.
Yeah, they are. They ranked. Go back to the ranking. Yeah, they're ranked.
Well, no, but look,
they're like number 4.
You see, all the other teams' rankings are up here. Is this from last year? Because you see the rankings up here, right? You see, Miami is number 19. Alabama's number 5.
You gotta go to the updated AP poll.
Yeah, go to the updated AP poll that you had earlier.
Because Nebraska ranked, right?
This is preseason, though. This is the ranking for preseason.
Hey, listen,
okay,
Oklahoma State Nebraska ranked?
OSU is not ranked. OSU is not ranked.
Yes, they are. They number
Yes,
17.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But why? Look here what it says right here where it says Oklahoma State tomorrow.
Don't pay attention to that.
What
they
do you
ranked
mean?
in the AP. Yeah. They ranked in the AP poll. You got it on
right,
the
but
screen. They ranked 17.
This is AP poll stuff. Look, tomorrow we got number 19, Miami, Florida. Number 19.
Wait, isn't Nebraska ranked? They're not on there.
No, Nebraska's not ranked.
Nebraska's not ranked?
Man.
No, their defense is ranked.
No.
But they're not ranked.
No.
Hey, Harry, you need to go to a more up-to-date AP poll because you're still showing the one with Florida State at number 10.
I know. I'm just showing you the preseason. So that this is possible that OSU is not ranked anymore.
No,
they are.
They can't have. You can't have them ranked at 17, but then on the game schedule, you don't have them ranked at all. They haven't even played a game.
Let me pull up the AP poll 2024. Okay. I don't see.
If you saying Florida State is not in the rankings anymore, then they have a new updated AP. If not, then it'll be out Tuesday.
They hadn't updated it. Yeah, they hadn't updated it yet.
Okay, well it'll be out Tuesday then.
Okay, yeah. OSU is still ranked. OSU is still ranked number 17 so far.
So that would be the upstate. If South Dakota State, which I am watching that game, wins, then that will be considered a upset.
Okay. Anybody else? Who is most likely to be upset? A big team upset watch before we get up out of here. Anybody else? Is that it? Do we think that's it?
Penn State could get upset too because West Virginia is not ranked.
Penn State. What?
Oh yeah. That's true. West Virginia and Penn State.
I can't see that. Can't see it. I think it'll be a good game, but I can't see West Virginia. No. That defense is something.
All right. All right, guys.
It ain't an upset, but I want to see Clemson lose. Come on, Georgia.
Well, what if they beat Georgia? This is probably the biggest implication. This probably has the biggest implications tomorrow. This one right here.
I'll cut my whole arm off. I will cut my arm off.
Clemson.
Georgia loses to Clemson.
Stop saying that.
Coach, Clemson looked nice at the end of the season last year, man.
Hey,
so
They say crack is
and you
good
know
when
they
you use
play
it the first time.
fast, and they can
They
run
say-
sideline to sideline real good too. So
Listen,
I don't know.
they say crack is good when you use it in certain situations. It used to be in
Lord.
Coca-Cola.
Man. Y'all be so big. Ever since I've been in this space, ever since I came into this space, y'all been really big on Georgia, Alabama. That's all I've been hearing.
No,
It's like these teams are unbeatable. Like, okay.
no, I believe Georgia and Alabama can be beat, but I hate Clemson with a passion. Man, I know hate's a strong word,
Man,
but God
Georgia
knows
ain't
my heart.
nobody.
I hate
Alabama
Clemson with a
ain't either.
passion.
All right,
You know
well,
what, Tim? I heard you.
all right, guys. So I'll try to strike up a stream tomorrow, so whoever can come on and chat it with me will come on. So, but anyway, let's get up out of here, guys. We're way over time, guys. Thank you for coming on today, and it's been a great show. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a good weekend, and if you join me tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys.
All right,
guys.
See ya.
Take care.
See you, Eric.
Hey, Phil.
I think Phil's gone. What you want to say to Phil? He'll hear you.
Hey, Phil.
He's gone, but go ahead, say it. Say what you want to say.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask him, is he going to Grambling homecoming? But I get with him.
Okay. All right, guys.
All right.
Peace.